Good morning. We are live today for 2023's Big Top Parade. I'm Maddie Jones, joined by my two co-hosts, Scott O'Donnell from Circus World and retired. Is that okay to say this year? Retired ringmaster?
Retired from ringmaster, right.
Retired-ish? I was going to say,
Yeah.
Dave Salutis. I'm not sure, Dave, you ever actually retire, do you?
I hope not.
Okay, that's good. We don't want you to ever, we don't ever want to find out how that goes.
Eternal.
Eternal?
Never ending, right? Yes.
Well, we are excited to be down here today. The streets are starting to fill up. People so excited for this edition of the Big Top Parade. And I mean, we got to talk about the stars of today's show, I think, first and foremost, right?
You know
the
it.
The elephants. So let me ask you guys, what's it like working with those elephants every single day? You guys would know firsthand.
My golly.
What a privilege.
Yeah, privilege and honor. I mean, you cannot be anywhere within the vicinity of them and not be awed and inspired by their majesty and their grace, their wit, their frumpiness, their love of all things peach gummies and peppermints. They are absolutely the matriarchs of our family, and they're absolutely so beloved. You know, from hearing them snore, Viola's a voracious snorer.
Wonderful.
Yeah, a little random trivia this morning.
These are the secrets the rest of us don't know about the elephants. Do they want you airing their dirty laundry like this on live TV?
We talked.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Good.
Yeah.
Good.
We checked the rider before the parade.
There's going to be more peach gummies in the future.
More peach gummies for sure.
Well, I think that's very well deserved, of course. And this is the last year that we are going to have those wonderful elephants in Baraboo. So the fact that they're the Grand Marshal to basically kick this entire event off today, so absolutely fitting. So we are exciting. Very exciting stuff. So what are we going to see in today's parade? I mean, I know you guys have been working hard the last few months, basically year, because it ends and then you get right back to work, right?
Right back, like the next day almost, after we take a little bit of a nap and a little bit of hydration. Well, to me, the first star of the day is the weather.
Okay, yes, it's gorgeous.
Gorgeous,
it's warm.
right?
It's warm,
It's
so if you
warm.
are planning on coming down here, bring some water,
Little sunscreen,
Yep,
or a cowboy hat. Keep the
that's
sun
right,
off. It's on brand.
But it's not raining. There's not a lot of breeze, so we are in good spirits down here.
It's a gorgeous day. So we have 89 units in the parade,
Nice. That's a
which
big
is
one.
great. It's full of all things that you would expect in a world-class parade, with animals and community floats and rock star bands. New bands this year in the parade, right?
Yeah.
The 132nd Army Band.
Very nice. Very
exciting.
cool.
Shriners and golf carts. Can't have a parade without the Shriners, right?
And we can't forget the clowns, I'm sure, right?
And the clowns.
Yes.
Yeah, P.T. Barnum once said that the pegs that you hang a circus tent upon are clowns and elephants, and we got both.
And of course, we can't forget the beautifully restored circus wagons that'll be making their way down through downtown Baraboo.
You know it, the clank and the sound of it and the horses pulling them out in the sunshine. It's like we turn back the dial of time, and it's Norman Rockwell Americana at its best.
I love it, and that's why these people are all crowded down here waiting so patiently for this to all get started. Now, during this pre-parade show, and let me just say, if you're watching it on TV 43, Cable Channel 10, over on Facebook, YouTube, thank you so much. We appreciate it. You are in for a treat because we have a lot of great stuff happening here this morning, and I think we should just get started. You guys are going to talk to the Big Top Parade Chair, Nancy Kaplich, as well as the Executive Director of the Baraboo Area Chamber of Commerce, George Altoff. So I'm going to step right out of here, and I'll give the microphone over to them.
Thanks, Maddie, so much. As you heard, folks, you know, planning, a lot of planning goes into this each and every year. It's not like we get together last Friday and say, hey, the parade, we're going to put the parade together, and here we go. There is a rock-solid, rock-star parade committee that is led by this lovely lady to my right, Miss Nancy Kaplich. Welcome this morning.
Thank you so much.
Nancy, tell our folks a little bit about what's it like to put together a parade such as this?
Well, it's a lot of work, but it's also a lot of fun. I get to spend time with all of you great people, and we start planning right when this parade is over, and we lock in the date, start working on the bands. Dave takes a big role in that. We have an amazing committee. Everybody does their part, and with the support of the chamber, they really pick up all the pieces.
And a whole volunteer committee, right? Nobody's getting paid for
Yes,
this.
nope,
it's a lot of time and effort.
Correct. It is all volunteer.
Yeehaw.
We have a happy crowd behind us. Yes, we
Goes with
volunteer
the
our
theme this
time.
year.
And I think this is our 9th year in, and most committee members have stayed. We've brought on a few new ones through the years. But it's a lot of fun. It's my very favorite event, so I love doing it.
And George Altoff, as the president of the Baraboo Area Chamber of Commerce, this is a signature event for this community and for your organization, yes?
This is outstanding, tremendous for the city, for downtown, for Circus World. We couldn't do it without the help of many business partners,
Yes.
presenting sponsors, Baraboo State Bank, but there are dozens of others of businesses that support this event financially. One of them is Baraboo Broadcasting. Thank you to Corey, Maddie, and your team for being part of this and allowing us to showcase our beautiful downtown and our wonderful circus heritage. Thank you to Scott, Dave, your team. Hundreds and hundreds of hours of planning and effort go into this, and God bless you. Thank you.
Oh, it's our complete honor for sure, right, Mr. Dave?
It sure is, Scott.
You know, it's a day that we see our town population double, maybe triple, looking at today's crowds. That's pretty exciting, right?
It's looking outstanding. The weather is beautiful. A little on the warm side, but the really warm weather isn't coming until later this afternoon. Everything is going to be picture perfect. And by the way, I want to let the three of you know that the planning committee for next year's parade will be meeting tomorrow.
Well, let us know
let's
how that
table
goes,
that.
huh, George? Yeah, take copious notes, fax them, send them over, whatever.
I shall.
We'll have our people get back to you, right, Dave?
You got it.
Folks, I hope you're enjoying this lovely on-brand wardrobe today. Dave, that's a pretty spectacular looking.
How about that?
It's like you went to.
eBay.
Well, I was going to say Wayne Newton's
It's
garage
beautiful.
sale, but eBay will work just fine. And Nancy is Annie Oakley. Are you kidding? That's fantastic.
Compliments to Circus World. They
Oh
have the
my
most
God.
gorgeous costumes ever.
And George,
I'm half dressed for the part. What can I say?
budget cut.
Budget cuts. That's right. That's right.
I understand. For all of the folks that are visiting the community today, what would you say to them?
Thank you. Come back again. Make sure you go to Circus World and make sure you visit our lovely downtown and all of the other tourism attractions that we have in this area. We're just a multitude of things that people can do. So if you like the parade, come on back. You're going to have more fun down the road.
Oh, couldn't say it more. Nancy, yourself?
Can I add something
Of
to that?
course you can.
If you're not here today, please come back and view this gorgeous wagon wheel that got painted on the ground. Something I've dreamt about for about 7 years, and we finally made it happen. A local artist who's very familiar with circus wagons, Joan Stevens. Thank you. It's gorgeous. All day I've seen people taking pictures by it, so it's a great addition to our beautiful downtown.
It is Instagrammable gold,
It
and I
is.
think everybody in town's Christmas card is going to feature this photo.
For
Every
sure.
family is down there taking their photos. And let me tell you, folks that are listening, when Nancy gets an idea, it happens. I promise you it does. I mean, who else can convince the city that we're going to paint a 15-foot diameter wagon wheel out on the street? You might imagine that was a fun city council meeting.
Yeah, it was, but it worked, and they were supportive. So thank you to the city of Baraboo.
And then get it done in 3 weeks.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Or less.
that was the miracle.
That's circus time for sure.
Yes, I want to echo what Nancy said. We could not do this without the support of the city, all the public works, law enforcement, EMS, and also we were fortunate to receive a grant from Sauk County to help offset the cost. So thank you both to City of Baraboo and Sauk County.
Yeah, it's an amazing support from our community, both Sauk County and Baraboo, honoring these timeless traditions of the circus in this community. I know that there's a lot to do for the parade that's coming forward, so we're going to release both of you to go get it all ready. 89 units. I mean, that's a lot to pull together.
Yep, I got to run.
And we see you soon, right,
yes,
in the parade.
Yes, you betcha.
All
Thank
right.
you, gentlemen.
Okay,
We'll let
thank
you
you
go.
both so much.
Thank you
Thank you.
both
Have a great
so
day.
much. My golly. Well, say, friends, we've told you a lot about what's in today's parade, including bands. Well, we are so honored and pleased this morning to have one of our favorite bands.
Absolutely. The
Right.
Forward Marching Band.
Forward Marching Band. You talk about a band that's always on point with their wardrobe, with their enthusiasm, not to mention the blistering speed of the music that they play. We are honored to have Forward Marching Band with us this morning, and we're going to invite in the band leader of Forward Marching Band.
I'm just a band member.
I'm
just one of the loudest ones because I have the megaphone.
Oh, you're our favorite for sure. Forward Marching Band, tell our listeners a little bit about yourself. Where are you from?
So Forward Marching Band is from Madison, Wisconsin. We're what's called an activist street band. And what that means is that most of what we do is use our music to uplift social justice causes. We don't support any political parties or any candidates. We don't do that. We just want to make sure that as many people as possible feel joy when they're also trying to take care of their fellow human beings.
I feel joy just looking at your hat. That is the most resplendent band hat I've ever seen.
Why, thank you very much. There is a
You've got
wide
a lot going there. That's exciting.
I don't have anything, the thing you got at Wayne Newton's garage sale.
Yeah, no.
I mean, you look
Fair
nice,
point.
but that,
I-
that.
Yes, I agree. That's why I go here. I'm the Oreo stuffing.
I also like
both
the
of
guy
you.
with the Pioneer shorts. I didn't realize they had shorts back then.
They
but
did, yeah.
the nice
Little
guy.
known fact, in case you're ever on Jeopardy. Today, in today's parade, what's a special moment about today's parade for Forward Marching Band?
You know, we have a ton of new members. We're really excited about that. We always love seeing all the kids and just interacting with the crowd. That's one of our favorite things. We love this parade. We love how it mixes an incredible historical place with all kinds of modern stuff, and we love seeing the other bands and things like that. And every time we have new people, I'm like, you need to see the Baraboo High School marching bands costumes.
Yeah.
Because those are amazing.
One of a kind and a rite of passage for everybody that's a local
Absolutely.
musician here in the community.
Oh, without a
Dave, weren't
doubt.
you in the band?
I was in the band, but after the but I did model them when we were deciding we were going to sell them to the Baraboo School Board.
It's fantastic.
Modeling is one of his side careers.
Yeah.
That's how he got the coat.
That's how we got to know
Yeah.
Wayne Newton.
Yeah, without a doubt. We're going to listen to you and your band
Yeah.
play something. What are we going to hear today?
Well, we're going to hear a song that I have to say very carefully. It's called Feel Like Funking It Up. I sort of stumbled over it once, and a guy in the back of the crowd said, "Hey, you ninny, don't say bad words." Not saying a bad word, but please sing along with the band. We would love that very much.
Lovely. I'm going to let you go down and join the band, and I'm not going to try and say that.
No.
Because I'm going to get tangled, and we're going to lose our license likely if I try and say that. And that'd be really awkward.
Well, we're
Folks,
just going to get funky.
Let's listen to the band.
The Forward Marching Band out of Madison. It's a party when they're around. My goodness. We are ready for the parade now. We are going to get ready to take a break here. We got to hear from some of our amazing sponsors. You're going to hear that list of those a little later on this show. But we're going to come back and we're going to hear from Armando, the caretaker of those elephants, our big stars of the show today. And of course, Pete Shrake, who is the Circus World historian. That's coming up next here on Max FM, TV 43, Cable Channel 10. And if you're joining us on Facebook or YouTube.
A unique blend of jazz and rock vocal music that has been celebrated by generations. It's Blood, Sweat, and Tears. Performing live Friday, July 7th at Ho Chunk Gaming, Wisconsin Dells. Tickets for Blood, Sweat, and Tears are on sale now through Ticketmaster. A renaissance of unbridled talent. It's Blood, Sweat, and Tears. Friday, July 7th at Ho Chunk Gaming, Wisconsin Dells.
So very happy.
Sponsors making today's parade broadcast possible include our presenting sponsor, Baraboo State Bank, a proud history with Circus and proud to serve our community. And supported by The Jeweler's Edge, your hometown jewelry store in downtown Baraboo. Teal Plastics, the 2022 Plastic Processor of the Year. Career opportunities at TEEL.com. Balanced Rock Winery, a family-owned winery on the doorstep of Devil's Lake. Ho Chunk Gaming, Wisconsin Dells. Weekly promotions and amazing prizes all summer long. Bank of Wisconsin Dells, committed to your financial needs and future success. And Skinner Transfer, Skinner-driven CDL training now available at skinnerdriven.com. It's another great circus day in Baraboo.
Hey everybody, it's Big Top Parade Day in downtown Baraboo. Now we're going to kick it to our elephant impresario, Mr. Armando Loyal, who's going to be telling you a little bit about our lovely grand marshals, the lovely ladies themselves, the Circus World Elephants. Take it away, Armando.
Good morning, Baraboo. It's a fantastic day for a circus parade. In fact, the 9th annual Baraboo's Big Top Parade and Circus Celebration. You know, this year's a very special year. As you see over my shoulders, our honored grand marshals are getting ready for the parade. After 135 years of legacy in this community, that's because in 1888, the Ringling Brothers acquired their very first two elephants, Babe and Fanny. And ever since, the largest land mammals on Earth and the biggest stars of this or any show have been a part of the DNA of Baraboo's community. I'm here this morning with Armando Loyal, who's getting ready for the big parade. Good morning, Armando. What are you doing to get ready for today's parade with the ladies?
Well, to start off with, about an hour ago, we gave both of them a bath, all bubbled up and squeaky clean and ready to go.
I know they love their baths for sure. And they get a couple of baths here at Circus World, and it's one of their most favorite times of the day. Say, Armando, this is a historic event for folks that might be coming to Baraboo. Tell us a little bit about the importance of today's parade.
Yes, I just think it's a mark in history here in Circus World, in Baraboo, in Wisconsin in general. This is the last time we're going to have elephants here in the parade, and it'll probably be the last time you'll see elephants in any parade, because this is the only one in the country right now that has elephants still in the parade. So when this shindig gets off here in just a little bit, make sure you're here to see it, everybody. If you get a chance to get down, get some good seats quickly. Up and close is the best. So make your way down here to downtown Baraboo.
Yeah, you're right. You know, after about 200 years, this is bound to be the last circus parade in America to feature elephants. That's a very historic event. And you, coming from 9 generations of your family, have been through a lot of circus history. But you yourself have tackled a lot of circus history, many with these ladies. Tell us a little bit about some of the other historic events that you've been part of with elephants.
Well, in 2013, with an elephant that we used to have here at Circus World at one time, now is retired at the Endangered Ark Foundation, where the girls are going to head to as soon as we're done here. Lisa and I set up the last tented circus in America using elephant power. So that's one of my, it's bittersweet to be part of history. It's kind of sad, but you know, we're just rolling with it, and very glad to be here for the parade. And like I said, I just hope everybody gets out here and comes and witnesses. Viola and Kelly, boy, they're ready to go and raring.
Now, as they go down the parade route, are they excited? Do they feed off of the energy of the crowd as they scream and cheer for them?
Oh, you'll hear the girls definitely when you hear the cheering and the clapping. You'll hear trumpeting and rumbling, and boy, they just get a kick out of the crowds just on each side.
And you guys are the reigning champions for many parades in a row as the fan favorite entry in the parade. So no pressure on you and the ladies for sure to defend your title.
Well, we're bringing it all nonstop, everything. We're going to have a lot of the girls riding the elephants, an entourage with the elephants parading through using our Western theme. So hopefully that helps a little bit. You know, we're going for that other win there.
That's for sure. Now, after parade day, you and the girls will be here through the end of the performance season, which is August 27th. And then you mentioned it a little bit ago, but I want to, again, circle around to it for everybody watching. Where can they go see you and the ladies in the years to come?
The Endangered Ark Foundation in Hugo, Oklahoma. You can look us up online. It's endangeredarkfoundation.org or Endangered Ark Foundation on Facebook. There's already 16 of Viola and Kelly's friends retired there. They're just, it's not a, per se, acclamation. It's just a reunion with their other friends. So if you can make your way down there and see us in the future years, we'll make it very special for you.
Including, I believe, the second oldest elephant in America. Is that true?
Yes, it is. Susie, she is 77, getting ready to be 78, and boy, she still gets around really good.
I bet she's the matriarch of the herd, right?
Oh, yeah, she pushes everybody around, does what she wants.
We are back, and thank you very much to Armando for telling us about how you guys take care of the elephants over at Circus World and everything that goes into it. It's amazing. And Armando and his family, as you know, are just incredible.
The elephants always come first with them.
Absolutely. I was just noticing, I feel very underdressed next to you today. I mean, I feel like I need a hat or something, maybe even a clown nose to get me through the rest of today.
Oh, you know, we can fix you up.
I know. I'm going to have to work on that before we're through here today, Dave.
Sounds like a plan.
Now, you and I are here to talk a little bit about the parade broadcast sponsors, all of the great businesses in the area who make this parade possible for everybody to watch at home today or online, if that's where you happen to be. And of course, we want to start out by thanking our presenting sponsor, Baraboo State Bank. We all know that they are proud of their history with circus here in Baraboo, and they're also proud to serve the community. And they are always so gracious with their time and their sponsorships, and we always appreciate them. We also have to thank our supporting sponsors, including the Jeweler's Edge, the hometown jeweler in downtown Baraboo, Teal Plastics, the 2022 Plastics Processor of the Year. If you're looking for some career opportunities, check out teal.com. That's TEEL.com.
That's it.
Balanced Rock Winery. Go check them out for some great music. And then, of course, we also have Ho Chunk Gaming, Wisconsin Dells, weekly promotions and a chance to win amazing prizes all summer long. Another great proponent of the community.
Absolutely.
Bank of Wisconsin Dells, committed to your financial needs and future success. Member FDIC. And then finally, Skinner Transfer of Reedsburg, now with Skinner-driven CDL training in 6 weeks, SkinnerDriven.com. And those are our broadcast sponsors for today. Thank you so much to them once again. And as you watch today's parade go through, you're going to see the actual parade sponsors. These are the people who are making our broadcast possible. Now, Dave, I know that we have another, we've got to hear from Pete Shrake. So tell us a little bit about Pete. He's the historian, I understand.
Yes, he
Okay,
is.
all right.
A young man that really has spent his whole life devoted to history, and when he walked into Circus World's Library and Research Center for the first time, he was bowled over.
Nice.
And we just couldn't get rid of him after that. So we kept him.
All
and
right.
he's doing a great job.
He's an awesome individual, and he's going to be joining us here to tell us a little bit about circus heritage, not only in Baraboo, but in the great state of Wisconsin.
Good morning, everybody. It's parade morning, and what a glorious day for a celebrated circus parade. We have the parade here in Baraboo to honor the timeless traditions and the heritage of the circus in this great state of Wisconsin. And I'm joined this morning by our archivist here at Circus World, Pete Shrake. Pete, tell our listeners a little bit about the circus heritage of the Badger State.
Absolutely. Wisconsin has an incredibly rich circus heritage. Over 100 circuses at one time or another came from Wisconsin. The first circus that was based here established their winter quarters in 1847, a year before Wisconsin was even established as a state. And we had circuses here well into the 1990s. We had tiny little shows that lasted for a few weeks. And of course, the great big one that really is the standard bearer for the circus community and the industry as a whole, the Ringling Brothers Circus, and was founded right here in Baraboo.
Yeah, the Ringling Brothers and their biggest competitors as well, right? The Barnum and Bailey Circus. They also start in Wisconsin, don't they?
They did. There were two business partners who were out of Delavan, Wisconsin, which had its own little circus community, decent-sized circus community, and they reached out. They were forming a new show. They reached out to P.T. Barnum, who was kind of in a retiring phase in his career, and simply wanted to use his name. But he said, "No, I want to be more involved with the show." And these two gentlemen, Dan Costello and William C. Coop, formed what became the Barnum and Bailey Circus, or actually was the long title, P.T. Barnum's Grand, I think is an Egyptian Caravan, and a lot more feathers added to the name. But what was also unique was that it was the first large-scale railroad circus. Railroad circuses have been around, but not to the extent as to what Barnum and his new partners did. And they made an incredible amount of money that season, and the light bulb went on to shows across the country. So not only did Barnum have a Wisconsin connection, but his time here with these Wisconsin promoters also ended up changing circus business for the rest of its history.
It's very true. And as we do the circus parade here in just a few moments, it's horse-drawn wagons rather than rail that you're going to see in action. And as you mentioned, the Ringling Brothers here in Baraboo. So, of course, the state has a rich legacy of circus. So does Baraboo, yes?
It does indeed. 6 circuses, at least that we know of, were based here in Baraboo. The Ringlings are obviously the most important. They started here in 1888 in the wonderful buildings that we have here at Circus World. 8 of those buildings are the core of what we call Ringlingville, the original winter quarters. There were other circuses that were here. Several of them were connected to the Ringlings. In 1897, the Ringlings rented the John Robinson Circus for a year, based it out of Baraboo, and then in 1910 and 11, they based the Adam Forepaugh Sells Brothers Circus, which they had acquired in around, I think is at 1907. They based that out of here as well. So we had several major circuses based out of these winter quarter buildings. But there were other circuses as well. There was the Hagini Brothers Circus, and they started off as performers working for the Ringlings, and they started their own very small show. And then finally, the Golmars, who were cousins to the Ringlings, they had a magnificent show, very successful, very well-regarded circus, and their winter quarters were here in Baraboo as well, just about a mile to the west, also along the Baraboo River.
And one of the other most respected family names in Baraboo, the Deppy family, also had a circus here in Baraboo, also here on the Circus World grounds, yes?
They did indeed, and I always am remiss to mention the Deppies, and that's always on me. Yes, the Deppies provided the circus for the Deppy Country Classic Circus. That when Circus World Museum was first starting out, they were the house show here, and their building that they used to house their circus is still here. If you find yourself wandering the grounds and you're going towards the big top tent, you'll notice just south of the river there is a white concrete block building that we use to house the elephants today. That is the Deppy Country Classic Circus Winter Quarters building.
Yeah, and as you mentioned, it houses our elephants here. And of course, there are honored grand marshals this year in the parade because there's a long legacy of elephants here in both the state, but also this community, yes?
There certainly is. The elephant history here in Baraboo really goes back to 1888. Ringlings had started their show only a few years earlier, and in '88. But you're never really a circus until you have an elephant. That's the old saying in the business, right? And 4 years after they form their show, they get their two first elephants. I believe it was Babylon and Fanny, and they were housed not in our elephant house today. The first building that housed our elephants was the green, where is now our green Quonset hut down on the Ringlingville part of the property. There was an animal house there. And in the southern half of that building near the river is where these two were kept. And then by 1897, not only had the grounds, the winter quarters grew, but by 97, I believe the herd had grown as much as 15 elephants. Now, they were not the only group of elephants here in town. Early on, when the Ringlings were still developing their show, they rented, or they had a partnership with Professor Samuel Lockhart and his trained elephants. And they were housed in a building kind of in the corner of Water and Ash Street, just a few blocks from here. And then, of course, there was the Golmar brothers, and they had their elephants here as well. The Ringlings, of course, still set the standard by, I believe it was 1897 or 98, they had about 25 elephants, and so their herd just kept growing. And it was not an uncommon sight to see elephants walking the streets of Baraboo, and they were exercised, and both shows would say it was very important to do. It acclimatized the elephants to people walking along the streets. It prepared their feet for walking along the streets, plus just giving them general exercise. And one of the Golmars actually commented, though, that you would think that that's a heck of a sight for any town to see, and it truly is. And we have photos of children and people watching these elephants. But as far as we know, the handlers would wave to themselves, but the elephants, we think, kind of ignored each other, so they didn't really pay attention. But as Golmar once said, Robert Golmar once said too, that the populace of Baraboo kind of was like, whatever, because the general sentiment was, in a town with so many circuses, what's a group of elephants? So they kind of took it all for granted, I think, for the longest time.
Yeah, another day in Baraboo for sure, as we're about to see today on the streets of Baraboo, as the elephants are our featured grand marshal in today's parade. It'll be a historic fact because this will be likely the last circus parade in America featuring elephants after quite a lengthy period of time.
Yes, indeed, it is a changing thing, and it marks the end here in Baraboo. I mean, after the Ringlings left in 1918, there were no elephants here in town until our museum opened up, and in 1959 we had elephant acts, and the only break in that time that we did not have elephants here was, I believe, during the pandemic. And so this is really the end of an era, not just for circus world, but really for the circus community as a whole. It is a remarkable, but also a notable and kind of sad time.
Thank you so much to Pete Shrake, Circus World historian, for a little look into the heritage of circus in Baraboo and in the state of Wisconsin. We've got to take a break, hear from some of our amazing sponsors for this particular broadcast. We'll be back to the Big Top Parade live in downtown Baraboo next.
Teal Plastics is growing quickly and looking for people to join our team. We use cutting-edge equipment and safety standards in our modern manufacturing environment. Starting wages for experienced manufacturing personnel are as high as $24 per hour. Never worked in manufacturing? We provide training through a dedicated staff with on-the-job coaching and start day shift employees with no experience at $19.10 per hour. Visit our website at teal.com/careers. Teal is an equal opportunity employer.
Enjoy adventure and relaxation in your new summer ride. It's Ho Chunk Gaming Wisconsin Dells Cruisin' the Dells giveaways, where on June 24th, you'll have a chance to win a brand new GMC Acadia, along with $10,000 in cash and $1,000 in rewards play. Earn entries all month long. And remember, the more you play, the more chances you have to win. It's the Cruisin' the Dells giveaways, June 24th at Ho Chunk Gaming Wisconsin Dells.
Welcome back, everybody, to a fantastic, glorious day here in Baraboo as we celebrate the timeless traditions and heritage of the circus and bubbles here in Baraboo. Say, friends, over my shoulder, you see the marquee of the Al Ringling Theater. Al's gift to this community is a celebration of the arts and the importance of the arts. If you've got really good eyesight, you see on the marquee it says Circus Juventus, and it's a fantastic show that's going to occur there this evening at 7 p.m. This morning, I am joined by the managing director of Circus Juventus, Mr. Rob Dawson. Good morning, Rob. How are you?
Good morning. I'm good. How are you? Thank you.
Oh, magical. Thank you. Rob, tell our listeners a little bit about what is Circus Juventus?
So Circus Juventus is a 501(c) nonprofit performing arts circus school in St. Paul, Minnesota. We're celebrating our 29th year. Next year will be 30. It's amazing. It's huge.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much. We were lucky enough last year at our annual gala to have yourself there. Thank you again as the MC of the event. So Scott has a great idea of what we are, but we train students in circus arts, performing circus arts, because all of our training is based off performances, starting at the age of 3 to the age of 23. The older students are in what's called our professional program, and that's what we're showcasing here tonight at 7.
Yeah, so tonight, folks, you'll get the opportunity. They've loaded up all the talent from St. Paul, and they've arrived here in Baraboo with a show called Fool's Gold. What's Fool's Gold about?
So Fool's Gold, if you can see behind us, there's a couple guys on unicycle, one guy's juggling. There's 2 clowns that are from Colorado. They're bumbling around trying to find gold. And as they do, they bump into a saloon, they run into some gangsters, they fall in love, they trip around, and ultimately they do find gold at the end of the show. So.
Well, that sounds like a dream come true for sure. Rob, tell us and our listeners a little bit about the youth circus movement in America. If kids watching or parents watching want to connect to the circus arts, how might they do that?
Years ago, there weren't many circus schools at all, right? If you were in the circus, it's because your family was in the circus. But now the circus arts are really growing, you know. Our school now has 972 students that were registered through the fall, winter, and spring. The summer slows down a little bit, but slowing down means 680. So our school is massive. It's in Highland Park in St. Paul, Minnesota. But luckily, there's small circus schools all over the nation. And there's large ones as well. So many of these students, they do it just for fun. It's just their activity. We're an all-inclusive environment where there's really no competition. The competition's with yourself to get as good as you can, to perform as well as you can, to gain that self-confidence of being on stage. As performers, we both know. And to see what it does for our students, it's absolutely amazing. So.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. The empowerment of the circus arts is transformative to so many lives. In today's parade, we're going to see 2 youth circuses represented, Circus Juventus, of course, and the Wild Rumpus Circus from right here in Mazo, Wisconsin. That's very exciting to have 2 world-class youth circuses here with us.
No, it really is, you know. And one thing that's exciting for our students is we're actually in the parade. We are 2 spots behind Bello. So I think the crowd's going to get, you know, all revved up with Bello, and then we're going to be 2 spots behind him. So we're excited as well.
Yeah, from a multi-generational performer to the first-generation circus performers. Now, in Fool's Gold tonight, I know that tickets are still available. They can get them at the box office here at the Al or online at thealringling.org. The show this evening, what type of acts might the people that are coming to see the show see?
Something that's special that we're doing, and it hasn't been done that often from what I understand in the Al Ringling Theater, is we have some aerial acts.
Mm-hmm.
We've got an aerial hoop, we've got an aerial rope, we've got aerial straps, but we've also got a contortion act. We've got jugglers and unicyclists, like you see behind us, and a staff throw, and a staff spinning gentleman. So there's lots to see. Everyone's going to love it. The show's running about an hour and 20 minutes. So please, you know, come check us out, 7 o'clock tonight.
Yeah, and all the proceeds support the Al Ringling Theater and Circus Juventus. So it's a fabulous way to connect to the circus arts and support 2 world-class institutions. Contortion act, I did that this morning myself, trying to get out of bed. It was a late night last night, and rehearsals at the Al, and then early morning to get the parade prep down. I don't move like I used to, falling for a living as a circus performer. Rob, you used to be in the circus industry. What did you used to do?
So I started at Florida State University. So I started as a college student, had like no gymnastics background at all, and ended up parlaying that career into 17 years performing with Cirque du Soleil as a flying trapeze catcher, and then moved on to a coach and a head coach for 5 years with them as well. So
perfect, folks. Tickets still available for Circus Juventus at the Al Ringling tonight. Say, folks, Get ready, commercial coming your way, and we'll be right back on the other side with more amazing pre-parade entertainment for all of you.
Sponsors making today's parade broadcast possible include our presenting sponsor, Baraboo State Bank, a proud history with Circus and proud to serve our community. And supported by The Jeweler's Edge, your hometown jewelry store in downtown Baraboo. Teal Plastics, the 2022 Plastic Processor of the Year. Career opportunities at TEEL.com. Balanced Rock Winery, a family-owned winery on the doorstep of Devil's Lake. Ho Chunk Gaming Wisconsin Dells, weekly promotions and amazing prizes all summer long. Bank of Wisconsin Dells, committed to your financial needs and future success. And Skinner Transfer, Skinner-driven CDL training now available at skinnerdriven.com. It's another great circus day in Baraboo.
Enjoy adventure and relaxation in your new summer ride. It's Ho Chunk Gaming Wisconsin Dells Cruising the Dells giveaways, where on June 24th, you'll have a chance to win a brand new GMC Acadia, along with $10,000 in cash and $1,000 in rewards play. Earn entries all month long. And remember, the more you play, the more chances you have to win. It's the Cruising the Dells giveaways, June 24th at Ho Chunk Gaming Wisconsin Dells.
Say, friends, welcome back to Baraboo's Big Top Parade. We got so much going on before the big parade begins. In our last segment, you heard Circus Juventus talking about being in the parade, and they were going to be right behind our next guest. You really can't miss them, especially if you're seated behind them, because the hair gives it away. Folks, please welcome who Time Magazine called America's Greatest Clown. It is my pleasure to welcome Mr. Bello Knock to the pre-parade coverage this morning. Hi, Bello. Good morning.
Are we on?
That I've heard.
Hi, everyone. Where's the camera? We're over there.
Back.
Hi.
The hair. Hi, Bello.
How are you?
Hey, welcome back to the area.
Thank you
You're
so much.
here all summer long, right?
Yes, sir. I'm real close. I'm just a Google drive away at across the street from the Wilderness in Wisconsin Dells.
Sure.
Yeah.
Hey, good to be home, right?
Oh, my gosh. You know, great to be home. I grew up here a lot of the summers, met my wife in 3rd grade, got married across the street from the theater I'm in, now called Bello's Extreme Circus. And you know, for those of us and all of you out there who love circus, I learned something the other day. Circus has been in the state of Wisconsin longer than Wisconsin's been a state.
That's right.
And then there's all of us who love it so much, who just want to keep bringing it on and on and on for all these people that just love it. So you got Circus World Museum, you got a circus parade, an extreme circus, and we almost don't get enough of it.
I know. And a big parade coming our way, and you're going to be in the parade soon, yes?
A parade?
That's what I've heard.
Is it now?
It's either that or a big game of backgammon. I'm not sure.
Everyone, do the hop, skip, and jump like that.
Yeah. Speaking of hop, skip, and jump,
yes.
I think you're going to go down to the parade grounds right now and entertain some folks, huh?
I'm going to go down. You please tell them that I have a show at 8 p.m. 6 nights a week across the street from the Wilderness. And more than that, I don't know. It's fun for the whole family. And we got like 5 acts from America's Got Talent.
Oh, my gosh.
And 37 artists from 7 different countries.
Who's counting?
What?
That's a lot of fingers.
County?
County. Yeah, county. Yeah, big supporters for sure.
Yeah, well, no, I'm not wearing one.
Oh, I see.
So,
yeah, clearly.
Yeah.
Bello bought his first can of hairspray here in Baraboo back when he was young. It's where it all started,
It
folks.
actually is.
It's true.
So,
yeah.
16 Guinness Book of World Records and...
Slacker.
I know.
16.
And 12 different musical instruments, illiterate in 6 languages, and all the things that I've done, shot out of a cannon over a helicopter, and people always want to know about the hair.
Yeah.
When I was 12 years old, 11 or 12, I was a water skier at the Tommy Bartlett Show, living here in Baraboo and Wisconsin Dells. I got a crew cut. This is a no-joke, true story. I got a crew cut, and it sunburned the top of my head. and then after that, I'll just let it grow out. Well, in entertainment, it's not a bad thing to get recognized.
Right.
But when you're a mischievous little kid, it's, it works against you.
Yeah.
Did you say there's a parade?
That's what I hear.
How many minutes until, do I need to go?
You do. You
Ladies
need to
and
hop, skip,
gentlemen,
and jump down there.
the world's shortest parade. Hold this. I'll be right back, and you know that.
Yeah, okay. Off he goes, folks. You'll see Bello. He's racing his way down, hop, skip, and jump, and he is not kidding. Not easy to do in clown shoes, I might add as well. Nike Air Clowns. Bello's a big supporter of them, that's for sure. All the way down to the parade grounds down behind us. As you can see, the parade route is filling up with so many people. Baraboo triples its population in one day. You got it. Do it, buddy. Do it. Ooh, he's a bicycle unit this year. Very nice. Nice. Go, Bello. Oh, Bello. That doesn't look good. Yeah, that's what I see. We better call Napa. Bello, the parade's coming. Okay, good. They're overrated seats. Oh, got your Christmas goose early. Clearly. Yeah, turn it around. That'll be good. Hey! We've gone from bad to worse, folks. See, it's not just hair. There's brains in there. Oh, yeah, that way. How about that, everybody? Yeah, that way. All the way to Reedsburg and turn left. Okay, very good. Say, folks, Bello Knock will be in today's parade. You'll see him coming up. Got a big float in today's parade. He'll be doing one of his hair-raising stunts on his parade float in this year's parade. Maybe the first parade float ever, at least in our parade, to feature a sway pole. Who knew? And if you didn't know what a sway pole was, stay tuned for the coverage coming up, because Bello Knock's going to be hair-raising up in the air. Still working on that bike behind me. Say, friends, this is why Time Magazine voted Bello Knock the best clown in America. And as you heard, he's up in the Dells all summer long. So if you're in the area, make sure that you check out Bello's great show at Bello's Circus Extreme Theater. You can't miss it. It's by Bello. Oh! Small news. It's like the Thornbirds of clown acts. It just keeps going, folks. Hey! Nicely done. Crowd very appreciative this morning. All around the circus wagon wheel. Nice. Yeah, Globe of Death. Very nice. Yes. Bello Knock, everybody. Lots of parade coming up. Lots of parade coming your way. Here today, 89 units, folks, coming up. Say, we're going to send you off to a little commercial break, and we'll be right here on the back end of that to welcome you to Baraboo's Big Top Parade.
Sponsors making today's parade broadcast possible include our presenting sponsor, Baraboo State Bank, a proud history with circus and proud to serve our community, and supported by the
Teal Plastics is growing quickly and looking for people to join our team. We use cutting-edge equipment and safety standards in our modern manufacturing environment. Starting wages for experienced manufacturing personnel are as high as $24 per hour. Never worked in manufacturing? We provide training through a dedicated staff with on-the-job coaching and start day shift employees with no experience at $19.10 per hour. Visit our website at teal.com/careers. Teal is an equal opportunity employer.
Live from Baraboo, Wisconsin, welcome to coverage of the Baraboo Area Chamber of Commerce's 9th Annual Big Top Parade and Circus Celebration. Today's parade is broadcast over the air on Channel 43.1 in HD and on Cable Channel 10. We're also streaming live on Facebook and YouTube. Just search Max TV Baraboo. We'll go to our broadcast center on the square in downtown Baraboo in just a moment. First, here's our stupendous lineup of broadcast sponsors. Today's presenting sponsor is Baraboo State Bank. For over 165 years, Baraboo State Bank has provided financial services to local families and businesses with a hometown touch. Our broadcast is also graciously supported by The Jeweler's Edge, Teal Plastics, Balanced Rock Winery, Ho-Chunk Gaming Wisconsin Dells, Bank of Wisconsin Dells, and Skinner Transfer. Now, let's go live to downtown Baraboo with our hosts, Scott O'Donnell, Dave Salutis, and Maddie Jones.
We are back at Circus World's Big Top Parade 2023. I'm just enamored with all the people outside. I know, I was looking around. I wasn't ready to start, guys. But here we are. We made it over to the booth.
We did.
Sometimes that happens in live radio, like in live TV. Like you're just not ready to go, and that was me. I was looking around. But the crowds are coming in here very, very quickly. Everybody's starting to find their place, and my goodness, it is going to be a packed house today for this Big Top Parade.
Packed house. I knew it was going to be busy when yesterday at about 3 o'clock in the afternoon, half of the parade route was already filled with chairs and everybody had it taped off. And you know, it's going to be a day like no other, partly because we're celebrating the magnificent heritage of our honored Grand Marshals, the Circus World Elephants.
We are so excited for them to make their way through downtown Baraboo. And one of my favorite parts of the parade every year is the elephants, whether the Grand Marshals or not. And I just love how people in this area embrace them. It's one of the first things I noticed when we came here 6 years ago is how people stand. The entire street gets quiet, and everybody is just in awe of the elephants as they come down through downtown Baraboo.
Yeah, you know, we sit here today on the courthouse square, and if you sort of quiet your mind, you can almost turn back the clock of time and think about when the Ringlings and the Golmers were here in town, and they used to walk their herds of elephants.
This is a great shot.
Just like
My
you're
goodness.
seeing there
yes.
on.
Look at the people. This is
Look
incredible.
At this.
I love it. And this is just in our little vicinity over by the Sauk County Courthouse. But
Look at us
the
waving
people.
under that little
That's
red
right.
brick
We're
right there.
here.
Yeah. And how great that fantastic wagon wheel looks out on the street. My
It's amazing.
golly.
It's absolutely amazing. Now, Dave, I know you had a little extra special treat out here this morning. You got to meet a young girl who wants to be a ringmaster.
Yeah, from Georgia.
Love
She
it.
came up all the way from Georgia, the state,
Yes.
to see the Baraboo Big Top Parade.
Now, has she been over to Circus World yet? Did they say?
Not yet,
Okay.
but they're going.
All right, I love it. Now, you know, you guys got a couple of little figurines here on. I'm feeling a little left out because I don't have a figurine, but it's the Scott O'Donnell figurine and it's the Dave Salutis figurine. So tell us a little bit about these.
Oh my golly! Well, we've never looked better. This is the size that's best for us, right, Dave? Yeah. We were honored, greatly honored, when Brandon over at Baraboo Toy Shop decided to make these commemorative miniatures of both Dave and myself.
Love it.
It's I've never looked so upright. I've never looked so healthy. This is the years before all the fallen, Dave. And look at you.
I know, isn't it something? They're made in England, and they've got some heft to them.
They
They're
do.
Yeah, they're
really
awesome.
detailed.
And that's the only way we can still see your mustache.
That's right, because it came off.
It did
Was that
when
one
you
of the
retired.
first things to go when you retired was
Yep,
the mustache? Okay.
that's usually how it goes. Ringmasters take off their facial
Okay.
hair, clowns grow it.
All right. See,
Yeah, that's
we're
true.
learning things already today as we're waiting for the circus parade to step off. Another incredible shot. You got the Al Ringling Theater in there, and of course that wagon wheel. And oh boy, those kids, they're ready.
See,
they're ready.
The inflatable clowns for Just Imagine Toys are out. That's Todd Wickus right there, I think.
Well, he's never looked better either.
He hasn't. He certainly has. Oh, look at Macy's Parade. Look out. We're coming for you.
We are.
Right?
We are.
Yeah, that's
Look
right.
at that.
Look at us
that's
here
Hollywood.
in Baraboo. We've got it going on. That's absolutely incredible.
Oh, I think back to last year when this was all raindrops.
Yes,
And
yes.
what a glorious day we have.
It was. It turned out to be fantastic last year after the rain kind of set in the morning and everybody was kind of on edge as to how things were going to
Yes.
play out. No worry about that today. Full sunshine out here. It's a little warm, so those easy ups that everybody had set up about Wednesday,
Yes.
they're taking full advantage of those along the parade route.
Look at
and
this little banker with so much joy
I'm not
going
sure
down
he's
the
supposed to
parade
be
route.
running after that clown there. I think he's supposed to be coming back, but that's
why
okay.
we say children of all ages, right? I
Yeah.
mean, whether you're 3 to 103, the circus and its traditions absolutely connect. Now, I'm wondering, these aerial shots, is that brought to us by the 99.7 Max FM blimp?
Well, no, we have that's right. We have a Corey Hartman's talking in my ear to remind me of who's bringing us this incredible shot.
Oh,
it's
my
from one of
golly.
our storm chasers at SevereStudios.com. He is a master drone operator, got his drone pilot's license, and came all the way up here from Oklahoma.
I'll be
He is
darned.
fully licensed to fly, and he came all the way up here so that we could have these great aerial shots, especially of that gorgeous wagon wheel this year.
See,
Gotta
now
have that.
a lot of representation in today's parade from
That's right.
Oklahoma because
That's
our
right.
celebrated Grand Marshals are from Oklahoma,
Mm-hmm.
and that's where they will be retiring after this season at Circus World at the Endangered Ark Foundation in Hugo, Oklahoma.
Okay, I love that. It's good to know that they've got a place. They're going to be somewhere where they're safe and they can just live out the rest of their days.
Without a doubt, and they'll be joining the rest of their herd that they have spent the majority of their life with, including the second oldest elephant in the United States, Susie, who's 77 years young.
Wow, that's amazing. So I'm going to ask you guys a question, and
Yeah.
I'm sure this is something maybe that we would have to defer to Armando, but you guys know your elephants too. So what is the average life of the elephant, and how old are the girls that are up here, the ladies that are up here with us today?
Yeah, great question. So both ladies are in their late 40s.
Okay.
Average age of elephants here in North America, I will say, can, with the best of care, with food and access to veterinary, can live similar to a human life. So we don't count elephant years like dog years, I
Sure.
guess is what I would say. In the wild, sadly, statistically, they would probably already have passed due to poaching and disease and habitat loss. So these ladies get the best of care as they deserve, 24 hours a day, 365 days a year.
Wonderful, wonderful. And obviously during our pre-parade show, we heard from Armando and all that it goes into taking care of those elephants. Now, Dave, I'm going to have a question for you in just a moment, but I do want to give a little shout out to our crew here. We've got John Baker, Andrew Kilgallen from Baker Staging, working really hard to make all of the sounds sound amazing. Yeah, Corey Hartman with the aerial shot showing me that you can see all the equipment in those shots right
Yes,
now.
you can.
Yes, it's amazing. Jordan Hall, who is the master drone pilot, again, he is licensed, so he is getting that incredible shot. But then we've got to also thank Dave Grant, Dave Ruland, who are running cameras today, Dexter, who's being a gopher, my Dexter that is, and then Max, who's getting some of those amazing street shots. And then, of course, Corey Hartman, like I like to call him, he's the grand poobah.
He is.
Likes to make it all happen. That's
He's
what
the
I like
ringmaster of today's
That's right. That's right.
broadcast,
He's
for
trying to
sure.
keep the rest of the clowns while you guys have the real clowns in line.
You,
Now,
you think
I-
Dave's coach sparkly? You should see Corey's. Let me tell you, resplendent, my friend. Yes,
Sweat,
resplendent.
sweat, Corey says what it actually is, not sparkles. You're just glistening. You're glittery and glistening today. It's good. Now, Dave, I did want to ask you a question because one of the most iconic photos that we have here in the great area of Baraboo is the one where you're nose to nose, basically, with the elephants.
right.
And so, can you tell us a little bit about that photo and how it came to be?
Sure. It was the last performance that year, and I have a little tradition where I go up and I thank the elephants
Sure.
for everything they did for us over the summer, and I usually give them a kiss on their trunk, and just happened to be there at the right time.
That's amazing.
Mr. Johnson, he got the shot, and really he only took like 2, but that was one of them.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
It's an awesome photo and one of my all-time favorites because it just shows you the gentleness and the pulse of the elephants and the girls as they come up here. And they love what they do. They're so good at what they do. So how is it going to be at Circus World when we say goodbye this year to the elephants?
Oh my gosh, it's been such a bittersweet year for us, and it's been 5 years in the planning, so we've known this day would come. Doesn't make it any easier. We have puddled up more times than we care to admit. It's been a year sponsored by Kleenex, I would say, both human-sized and elephant-sized, I'm sure. We take as much time each and every day to be around them as we possibly can. There's no way, everybody's like, what are you going to, what's next? There's lots of exciting stuff coming, but they're the biggest stars of this or any show. There's really nothing that can compare to the majesty and the awe of being in the presence of an elephant.
Yeah, absolutely. And I don't even get to be with them every single day like you do, but just being over there and just knowing they're there, there's a comfort in that when you're at Circus World. Now, we got to talk a little bit about this year's Big Top Show for anybody who hasn't seen it. We're going to change gears a little bit, but of course you can see those elephants perform over there as well. But tell us about this show and some of the things that we'll see if you haven't seen it or caught it yet.
Wow.
Well, as you can probably tell, it's Western themed.
Yes. Really?
Yeah, I know. We're very subtle when it comes to this stuff. Yes, Go West is the name of the production. We're honored to have, as always, such a world-class assembly of talent this year. Some returning favorites and some new, of course. So returning our celebrated ladies. We are under the masterful ringmaster talents of Mr. Robert Trader. If you were with us last year and saw the passing of the whistle ceremony when Dave hung up the whistle and passed it on to Robert, it was a very touching moment. And Robert has such a great voice that lends itself well to the country genre, I would say.
That's exactly right.
And joined by a brand new clown this year, Chase Culp, who has been on so many circuses from his hometown of Houston, Texas. His parents are visiting for the parade.
Oh, I love it.
First time here, and they think this weather is very, very cool.
They
actually.
feel at home, don't they?
From
Yes.
Houston, this is pretty chilly. We have the Petrov family with us, a multi-generational family. Dad is from Bulgaria, Mom is from Hungary. Vicky, the mom, presents our crazy assembly of all things critters, pony riding goats and llamas and ponies. If you haven't worked with a goat, it's not show business, right?
It's amazing.
Without a doubt. Her daughter, Sophia, is our amazing, beautiful aerialist. Her son, Richie, is our co-ring master and host of the Dinky Doo Musical Review.
Sure is.
And Dad, not to be left out, is a motorcycle maven who rides his motorcycle 40 feet up in the air with his daughter hanging beneath him. We also have Sion Espana presenting his Diablo act and his German Wheel act.
Amazing.
We have Ian Farinell, a wonderful gentleman from Romania who is a hand balancer extraordinaire and shoots bow and arrows with his feet, as you do.
Incredible. Well, yes, of course.
Right?
That should be the way you do it, right?
Without a doubt. And all the way from Argentina, a fantastic, talented young 18-year-old by the name of Sebastian Videla, who is a unicyclist extraordinaire and a juggler as well. Well,
Yeah,
he does many things. Clowns, and he's practicing his wheels. So if you are on Water Street, you might see Sebastian above our tent, and then he disappears, and then he reappears because he's going around on one of those great
Incredible.
big wheels practicing for
And that's just the Big
future
Top
editions.
Show. That's
Just
just
the
the
Big
Big
Top
Top
Show.
Show on the grounds. I mean, I know when you get over to Circus World, you can literally make an entire day of it because there
can.
is so much to do between just all of the amazing wagons that have been restored, which I have to say is one of my favorite parts, to see them always working on those wagons. And you're going to see some of those in the parade later today. They're going to be making their way down through downtown Baraboo.
We sure are. We have, I think, 15 wagons in the parade this year, which is fantastic. Now, Dave, he dates back to the Great Circus Parade days,
Yes, I do.
of which there was many, many more wagons, and they went by train all the way to Milwaukee. But we call this the hometown edition. This is charming, Norman Rockwell, Americana for sure. They're so great. You know, it's the wagons as they were built. To be seen rolling down the street, pulled by beautiful teams of Percheron horses with plumes, some of them with blistering bands on top because nobody plays circus music like a circus band. And the sound of the wagons clanking down the street, I mean, and the sunshine. I think of the Lion and Mirror bandwagon with all of its gold leaf, and when it goes by on a day like today with the sun,
and the 3 fairy tale floats.
Yes, exactly. Yes, Mother Goose, Cinderella, and
Old Woman in the Shoe.
How dare you? What did I do to you?
We call it the bag and the boot.
Very nice.
So, Dave, I know that you're supposed to be retired from Circus World. We're going to put that in air quotes. I know you still do a lot over there, though. Are you still doing your musical show that everybody loves so much?
I am. It's been reskinned as the Dinky Doo Musical Review. And in addition to country medleys on the instruments, we have Sebastian doing juggling and Chase Culp doing his clowning, and he's musical.
Okay.
So we worked that right into all the
Wonderful.
instruments. The whole thing is narrated by Richie Gilak, and he does a phenomenal job. He's got a lot of youthful energy, and we sure appreciate it.
I'll be honest, I have to get over there this year. Oh, it looks like we're
parade is
coming.
rolling.
It looks like they're
Oh,
coming.
they're in
I
motion.
There we
love
go.
it. Look at this.
Oh
Here
my
it comes. It is
gosh,
time for the
this is exciting.
2023 Big Top Parade, making its way into downtown Baraboo. And so, gentlemen, I know this is where you're going to shine because you've been setting this up for months. So I will let you take it from
We
here. And
absolutely
tell us what we're gonna
have.
see.
So there's nothing better when you see and get to say for the first units, step off, have a great parade. So we have a little bit of what we call a pre-parade coming towards us first. And in the first unit, it's going to be all of our parade judges this morning. And boy, look at that beautiful
Gorgeous
convertible
vehicle, yes.
coming towards us.
Wow.
That's my favorite color.
They
right?
got the best seat in the house.
They
there in
do
those,
have the
that-
best
those
seat
two
in the
vehicles.
house.
That vehicle.
So I know our judges are a legendary burger impresario, Mr. Craig Culver, who just saying
into
his
the shot
name
now
gets
if
my
you're
tummy
watching on
rumbling.
TV.
I could go with a butter burger and
What's
some
the
cheese
flavor of
curds
the
right
day?
now. Alice in Dairyland is also there. And the nighttime anchor for Channel 3000 is
Charlotte
also joining
Gillespie.
Charlotte, yes, exactly. Look at that beautiful
Gorgeous
car.
vehicles. Gorgeous.
Oh my gosh, and following along behind, I think, is one of our veteran units in a 1967 Bonneville convertible. Now,
Beautiful.
I'm not a car guy, so good thing it was written on the side. Right? Yeah, that's not
We
me.
need all the help we can get, right?
We do need that.
Yes.
So they are a pre-parade because they got to get in place to judge all of the parade that's coming towards us. And there are a couple of big awards, including, the elephants are reigning grand champions of the People's Choice Awards. So
Always.
we'll see if maybe they hold their title. My guess is
I think it's safe for another year.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Pretty good guess, right?
I think it's safe for another year.
So it's a little bit of the pre-parade, and we'll have a little bit of a lull now as the rest of the parade catches up. We have some other people that we want to thank that have helped to make today's parade possible, because not all of our beautiful wagons are pulled by those majestic horse teams. Some of them had some mechanical equipment that make it possible. Mike Wilson for Hackaway Forest Products has made some equipment available to pull some of our wagons, and we sure thank our friends at Hackaway Forest Products. Tom McFarland at McFarland's and Sauk, they provided equipment as well that are going to bring those beautiful wagons down the street. And of course the Gasser family for their water truck, which is going to precede the elephants in order to cool down the pavement for their walk and their comfort in today's parade. Without these fine folk, and of course all those years, Jerry Fabic at Fabic Large-Scale Equipment, my golly, they have sure been instrumental in allowing these parades to roll down the street.
In Milwaukee and in Baraboo. Fabic is terrific.
We also have a couple of dedications that Dave and I wanted to dedicate today's parade to, and one is a gentleman who served as parade chair for so many years at the Great Circus Parade, Mr. Paul Ingratia.
Paul Ingratia.
Right?
Yeah.
And somebody who also appeared with elephants many times in the parade and was one of our most celebrated performers at Circus World, Miss Kathy Hannaford Carden. Today's parade is dedicated to both of them.
And coming into the shot now, I think when you see the Baraboo police vehicles, you know that it is officially time. It is time for the Big Top Parade. 2023 version is what we'll put it. And here come the Baraboo police vehicles making their way, getting us started. It really is officially time to step off when you see them.
Oh, absolutely. And the Baraboo Police Department puts so much work and planning into each and every parade, whether it's this or the Holiday Light Parade, keeping all of us safe and welcoming all of the visitors to our community.
They have been working hard for days, setting it up.
Days and months and years, so we thank our friends at the Baraboo Police Department immensely. Now, lots of cheers you might hear, and that's because directly behind, ripping and racing up and down the street, is a beloved member of our circus family. It's the Howell family's rocket cycle, ridden by Carson Howell, I believe, this morning.
Carson.
Now, Carson last year was in the Circus World Big Top Show riding his unicycles. So he's a one-wheeled person, you know, whether it's mechanized or a unicycle under pedal power.
Who needs a car when you got
Who needs a car?
Right?
Right? That's Wisconsin transportation right there.
Legal. I don't know what happens when you have 12 inches of snow, but it's working today.
It works today. So coming into view is our honor guard signaling the veterans section for today's parade. We thank all of the veterans in today's parade and in the color guard for their service to this nation and our community.
That's phenomenal.
Oh, and I can hear the sounds of the band coming in the background. They'll be coming in.
Rightful honor to today's color guard. The crowd is standing and applauding for their service. And coming up behind them, soon to be coming into view, oh, there it is. Beautiful coming around shot. A brand new band for us this year, the 132nd Army Band.
That's right.
Now, Dave, there is a rule for bands from services,
when you've got a national military band like this, the color guard can precede it, but that's all. They have to be first in the parade.
Okay.
And it doesn't get better than that.
What a great way to start this.
And the crowd is standing, the horns are blaring. Marching in perfect unison.
What a wonderful addition. Incredible.
Now, Dave, you know that song they're playing.
I sure do. K-Songs Go Marching. That's the Army song.
You bet.
National Army song.
Our banner carriers signaling the rest of our veteran unit. These are all veterans of Sauk County and the Baraboo area. They'll be coming into view on some of the people movers pulled by these vintage International tractors. The people movers are donated by the Badger Steam and Gas Company. Club, I should say, not company. They have such an amazing show, Badger Steam and Gas, every year.
Steam and
Please
Gas.
check that out. Oh, all these beautiful.
Thank you, veterans.
Yes.
A statement we cannot say enough. And what a great shot as you see all of the veterans make their way into downtown Baraboo as we honor them and their service.
Oh, the crowd still standing, as rightfully so, as all of our veterans roll into view. Oh, look at all these beautiful convertibles that they're riding in today.
They're fantastic.
I see Navy, I see Army, Marine Corps, Air Force. I don't know about Coast Guard, but it looks like all branches of the...
Could well be. Everybody's here.
Yeah. Always a beloved segment.
Well, you just can't say thank you enough to these people.
My golly, no.
I always say they do things that the rest of us aren't brave enough to do. And so that is why we honor them any chance that we can get.
You bet. Because of their service and sacrifice, we get to sit here today.
That's right.
And have a beautiful parade.
Absolutely.
As Bryant Ward always says, freedom is not free.
Yes. Staff Sergeant Brian Ward, who is an honored friend of Circus World, he's helping up out at the start of the parade route. He helps out there every year and making sure all the parade units are in order, spaced correctly. Because parades can sort of accordion. You've probably seen that, Maddie, over the years.
Yes, a little bit.
They sort of, there's a long stretch, then there can be a gap.
Right. Then all of a sudden you get 20 units at once.
Yes. You know it.
But it's all still very exciting.
It is very exciting for sure.
Well, beautiful cars, and of course the veterans are all coordinated by Dennis Kluge, who does a magnificent job.
Former police chief of the city of Baraboo.
Absolutely.
What I love is we sit here and we talk about the different entries. I just love how this community comes together every single year to put this all, to make it all happen and to have this many people in downtown Baraboo enjoying this. Because it's not just a committee. I know how much you guys do. I know how much the committee does. But really, everybody makes this happen from start to finish.
Everybody comes together, from the people that own these beautiful convertibles that just went by, to all of our service units in town, and the city of Baraboo, and the downtown merchants, and the proud residents of the city of Baraboo who welcome so many visitors to their houses to try and accommodate, or might get people parking in front of their houses and being a bit of a disruption today. So we thank everybody for their flexibility in allowing all these visitors to come to town.
Another great overhead shot as the parade makes its way around the corner.
Rounding the corner here is our next entry into the parade, which is Baraboo Cub Scouts. Baraboo Cub Scout Pack, number 37 from right here in Baraboo, Wisconsin.
Isn't that terrific?
Were you guys ever Cub Scouts?
I was.
Were you?
Yeah.
I was not. I am from, did we have Cub Scouts in Canada? I don't even know that. We had like the Junior Hockey League or something like that going on.
That would be more like it.
The Junior
Poutine Squad.
Poutine Squad or maple syrup cheerleaders and all that stuff.
George and Sharon MacArthur were our troop leaders way back when I was a kid, which was real fun.
Oh, there's our next generation of leaders going down the parade route, smiling and waving.
They're having a great time.
That first young man's got a hat bigger than mine. Look at that.
That's something.
He's smart. He's in the shade.
That's right. He dressed the part today.
Members of the Baraboo EMT going by on their bicycles, keeping everybody safe along the parade route. Well, the first wagon from the Circus World collection is headed towards us, and it's the Our Country wagon. Dave, tell us a little bit about Our Country.
Yeah, the original wagon was built in 1903. This is a replica which was built at Circus World to exactly mirror what that wagon looked like, and riding on top, the lovely Vicki Gilak.
Yeah, we mentioned Vicki before earlier. She's our goat presenter down at Circus World and portrays Lady Liberty here today on today's Circus Road.
I'm just impressed she got a goat to do anything.
Right?
I've dealt with goats before. That's not an easy task.
They're pretty smart, though.
They
You can
are.
even litter train a goat.
That I did know. That I did know.
Coming up next is two of the hardest working folks that lead our mighty effort every year. It's our parade co-chairs, Doug Hill and Nancy Kafflish. Doug Hill from Hills Wiring, Nancy Kafflish from Remax Grand. They put so much time and effort and so many hours dedicated to this year's parade and every year's parade. I think they've been co-chairs the entire 9 years,
yes,
hasn't that been?
all 9 years.
Oh my gosh. And as you heard, of course, it was Nancy and Doug's dream to get that circus wagon wheel painted right here on 4th. I got it.
4th Avenue.
Without my Siri, I'm lost on my streets. I can get there, but don't ask me what the name of the street is for sure. Now, it's not a parade until you have representatives of the ancient Arabic order of the Nobles of the Mystic Shrine.
Boy, you said that like
How
you
about
were
that,
one of them.
huh? Well, rumor has it. Well, yes, I used to produce shrine circuses in my youth, and so I dealt with a lot of Shriners over the years. Now, the Shrine organization holds a special place in all of circus community's heart. Not only do they participate in great entries in the parade, such as the Zora Tin Lizzies, as they'll be coming into frame, but the Shrine organization have been the largest circus producers in North America for almost 100 years.
Yeah.
Most people have connected to the circus arts by going to the Shrine Circus. And of course, the proceeds from those Shrine Circuses have helped fund their burn hospitals across North America. So the Shriners do amazing work and are beloved members, great members of the circus family.
Shrine circuses are how I got my start loving circuses. Growing up in South Dakota, there's not a lot to do, as you can imagine. Watching them in the world's only Corn Palace.
Corn Palace.
Took over. Yep.
Played it a few times, Maddie.
Love the Corn Palace. I was a tour guide there. If anybody ever wants history of that, that's a whole nother topic.
It
for a
is,
different
yeah.
day,
They
though.
stripped the whole building and recorn it, right?
That's right. They sure do.
What a great shot we just saw with the drone of the formations that the Tin Lizzies do.
Now, I know a lot of people like to think they're just driving around aimlessly out there, but they really do have their formations.
Oh, they practice a lot.
They practice a lot.
And the Tin Lizzie group comes from the Eau Claire area, so they've come a little bit of mileage here to get to Baraboo.
That's a classic parade shot right there, right?
Love that.
Look
That's
at
exactly
that.
what you want.
As I would say, that's showbiz, baby.
That's it.
Blasting their horns. Hopefully they had a good night rest last night so that they get through our 1.5-mile parade unscathed on the Tin Lizzies. No breakdowns. Now just to the rear of the Zora Tin Lizzies, you're going to see the Baraboo Area Chamber of Commerce banner. Now the Baraboo Area Chamber of Commerce is the official producer of Baraboo's Big Top Parade. I think a lot of people think it's a Circus World endeavor, but it's actually the Baraboo Area Chamber of Commerce. Of course, it's tough to do a circus parade without the circus.
Yeah, well,
so we're intricately partnered with the Baraboo Area Chamber of Commerce. But we thank all of the staff out there, Ben Bromley and George Altoff, and all the leadership that is provided, not only for today's event, but all of the amazing events they do all year long to really make our community shine.
Absolutely.
Now there's a beautiful old Mack truck coming into view, which is the banner truck. It's owned by Matt Williams, and his little sons are in there. Matt goes way back at Circus World.
He sure did.
Yes.
Cut his teeth down there doing the lighting and the sound for the Big Top shows.
Brother presented Camels, Micah, for many years at Circus World. His dad was operations manager at Circus World.
Katie did aerial ballet, so
it
was a family
whole
affair.
Williams family. Our presenting sponsor of today's parade is Baraboo State Bank, and in this beautiful carriage coming into view is the chairman and CEO of Baraboo State Bank, Mr. Merlin Zitzner, and his wife Janelle. We thank them for their generosity. Banking better together is their motto, and probably the only bank in America that took an elephant as collateral to help the Ringling Brothers fund their circus teams.
Presenting sponsor of the actual parade and of the broadcast that you're watching right now as well.
Coming into view, wagon number
There's
21.
our performers.
With the entire Circus World cast on top. It's the Golmer Circus Mirror Wagon, pulled by Mr. Ken Keister, who's been in every circus parade.
Going back to the 60s, the Slit Circus parades.
Oh my gosh.
That's phenomenal.
Marching into view is the one-of-a-kind hometown band of the Baraboo High School Clown Marching Band under the direction of Griffin James. Well, it's a rite of passage for students in the Baraboo area to be in that clown band for sure, followed by members of Baraboo Cheer Squad with all their pom-poms aglow in the sunshine, lots of smiling faces. Kids by, I don't know, they look 3 or 4 all the way up into their teens, sharing Baraboo's cheer along the parade route.
What a great
And I wanna
representation
say a big-
of youth in this town, too, right?
Oh,
Yeah.
I want to say a big thank you to our wardrobe department.
Yes.
Yes.
They're volunteers, Mona Larson and Gretchen Rolchin. They take care of fitting the clown band, the Baraboo Clown Band, and that's a lot of costumes that they have to go through. Hem up and fix this, fix that.
A heavy lift for sure, and we could not do it without those talented ladies. Zooming in and out of the parade view here is members of the Wisconsin Wheelmen riding their penny farthing bicycles. Used to be the mode of transportation. Thank goodness life has changed a little. That was the trek of its day, is my guess.
Yes.
I wouldn't be able to get on them.
Yeah, just getting up there,
I would
right?
be tough. It would be tough for me on one of those.
I'm with you. Just perching on our broadcast chair is enough for me today, let alone being on a penny farthing bicycle. But boy, they do it well. They're dressed
Aren't
up.
they masterful?
Oh, masterful.
Fantastic.
It's like, again, we turn back the dial of time.
I don't know if we're going to show it here, but no hands. Look, Mom, no hands.
No
Say
hands.
Some of them.
Which my mom would answer with no clue. I know I would be.
Oh, look at that.
Wow.
Look at resting on the seat of the penny farthing going down. I'd be two-hand. I'd be white-knuckled if I was riding one of those, let me tell you.
Dave, you mentioned the wardrobe department over at Circus World, and I know they are busy not only with those clown marching band costumes, but also getting everybody in the parade ready this time of year.
Yeah, there's a lot of incidental costumes throughout the parade, and those ladies coordinate all of that and make sure that everything is fitted right and looks perfect.
Now, I've never had a chance to be over in the wardrobe department. My husband, getting some, bird's eye looks at Circus World and behind the scenes, he was blown away by how organized it is, how much there is over there. He just thought it was incredible when he got to be back
Over
there.
2,000 costumes.
It's amazing.
And
Two
many
women
of them in
who
the
volunteer.
original wagon.
They volunteer, right?
That's pretty awesome.
So in our frame of view is Baraboo's own Mayor Rob Nelson, being pulled by Shelley Mordini in her fabulous pedal cab. Shelley takes fabulous tours all around the Baraboo community. There's some ghost tours and circus community. Mayor Rob with one of his
Service dogs that he's
service
training.
dogs.
Yeah.
Isn't he a cutie? My golly.
About 6 months ago, that puppy could sit in the palm of your hand, just so you know.
Oh, wow.
I say the same thing about myself, Matt. There it went. Coming into view next, I do believe, is our village president, Mike Arndt of West Baraboo. Mike being driven in that fabulous convertible.
That is a great convertible.
Beautiful car.
With Evan all dressed up as a clown in there, driving. How fabulous. Coming up next is Sauk County Chairman Tim McCumber in a beautiful white cat convertible. Lots of cheers from the crowd for Sauk County President.
They're just getting ready for the elephants. That's what they're
You know
getting
it,
ready
they're warming
for,
up.
right?
You bet.
Oh, boy.
Coming up next is our elected representative for the area, Representative Dave Considine. Dave Considine in a vintage truck, kind of looks like the Beverly Hillbillies with the
Isn't that great?
with the old rocker
looks
in the
like
back.
a rocket chair.
I bet he's
Of
got.
course, he's not in it.
I bet he's wearing colored Converse though.
He's always on the move, that
Got
guy.
a shoe collection like nobody else. And of course, our school superintendent, Rainey Briggs, is coming up next in a more modern convertible, but equally as beautiful. Rainey Briggs doing amazing work over at our school district with all of the youth that you're seeing in today's parade. One of our sponsors, Terrytown Heating, Plumbing, and Cooling. Their banner is going down the street. Again, so many Baraboo institutions and organizations helping support this parade today. Now I see some horse teams right there, and we would be remiss not to thank another person who has helped each and every year for so many years. Dean Kruger out of Waniwak, Wisconsin, helps assemble all of these amazing horse teams that pull the wagons. Dave, tell us about this wagon. Dave's looking at the wagon. This is the Ringling Brothers #1 circus bandwagon with gold leaf resplendent upon it. It's the Lion and Mirror bandwagon with Professor Jerry Stitch's all-star band on the top, playing circus music as they go down the street. Nothing like sunshine on the side of that wagon.
Barnum and Bailey's
gorgeous.
favorite.
Sparkly.
Now here comes a banner for some organization that we know a little bit
organization,
about.
right?
Another proud sponsor of this parade, our friends at 99.7 Max FM, who you are likely listening to and watching along with here today of the coverage of this year's parade.
We are always
Now,
so
as we
happy.
mentioned earlier, our friends at Gasser were going to provide a water truck for this year's parade, and that's what's going to be coming into view soon. A lot of people might wonder, are they watering? Are they planting? What's going on with the water truck coming down the street? Well, it's to cool off the pavement for our honored grand marshals who are coming up pretty darn soon in today's parade. This helps reduce the surface temperature of the pavement so that it's a comfortable stroll for our beloved ladies. Oh, we got 2 water trucks.
Yes.
This is a big endeavor.
Wow.
We're going to cool it down and we're going to wash the streets all at the same time.
So many precautions always taken to protect the animals in a parade like this, or on just a daily basis over at
You
Circus
bet.
World.
Yeah, it's our #1 priority, the welfare of the animals that are with us with their day-to-day physical and enrichment conditions. It's
With the bandwagon that went by, that was the Jerry Stitch Circus Band playing on top of that. The wagon itself was built in the 1880s for the Adam Forepaugh Circus. The Ringlings bought it secondhand, but what a great secondhand purchase that wagon was.
Boy, you ain't kidding.
And it was their lead bandwagon from 1890 right through 1904.
Wow.
Oh boy.
Oh, boy.
Here they come.
Tim
We should
De-
also say a big thank
here we
you
go.
to
Get an
the
aerial
football
shot.
team for carrying so many of the banners in the parade.
And to Tim Deppy, who I just saw in the back of the water truck, who made all this water happen for our elephants. The Deppy family, legendary in this community, and without their association at Circus World, we sure wouldn't be the organization that we are.
There wouldn't be a Circus World without the Deppy family.
So much of our property was gifted by the Deppys. Our bridges were built by the Deppys. The Hippodrome, every wagon we got was brought and moved since that day by the Deppy family.
What an
They are such a
incredible
part of our
shot
family.
2 elegant ladies making
Look
their
at this
way.
shot.
It's amazing. Oh my goodness.
Only in Baraboo would you see honored grand marshals such as this. The lovely Viola and the effervescent Miss Kelly. Viola is the lead elephant. She weighs a tender 10,000 pounds and is 10 feet tall. Following her is Kelly. Kelly is 7,500 pounds and she wears it very well. The last time Kelly was with us here in Baraboo, she decided to visit our neighbor's backyard in the marigold bed overnight. And with that, she ended up on news stations around the world and really put Baraboo on the map. Our elephant care team, led by Mr. Armando Loyal, a 9th generation circus performer. On top of Kelly rides his daughter. On the front is his niece. Adriana Poema is riding Miss Viola in the front. A lot of cheers, a lot of love for these beloved ladies.
Take in the elephant, ladies. as you're watching today, as this is their last year at Circus World. They deserve retirement. Very much so.
They are absolutely going to enjoy their retirement for sure.
Much deserved, just like yours is, Dave.
That's why I'm still working 7 days a week.
Members of the Deppy family going behind them, including some of those
Isn't that
fiberglass
nice?
elephants that were elephants on parade during the COVID years when we couldn't have Baraboo's Big Top Parade. We had those elephants around the community. Well, you're seeing SSM Meadows and rickshaws filled with their residents. Aren't they clever? Look at how they're all done up like Conestoga wagons and stagecoats.
Isn't that fun?
You've seen a lot of youth on one end of the spectrum and seeing members of our senior population here in Baraboo. Whether you're 3 or 103, you're connecting with the circus heritage here today. I think we should get one of those, Dave. Huh?
I think we're ready for it.
Who's pedaling and who's riding?
Flip a coin. Following along behind, Jane's Journey Home for Dogs. I absolutely love this organization.
Yes.
They're an organization for senior dogs, a place to provide them a respected retirement here in the community. Wagging tails on the wagon trail, it says. Isn't that cute?
Perfect.
Some of their resident senior dogs you can see located on their wagon. Coming up next, members of Oak Park Place Senior Community. You can see, oh, look at the noses. They are all bedecked out. Clown noses, freshly picked today.
There you go.
That's what I heard, just for the occasion. Members of Oak Park Place, you can see inside their little van, which takes them around the community, out to go shopping and out to special events such as today's Big Top Parade. Coming along behind in the convertible is one of Baraboo's own circus celebrities, Miss Kathy Heaving-Klein. Kathy's family had performing elephants and horses for so many years, originally from the California area and a resident of Baraboo.
I think that's her great-granddaughter riding with her.
Following up behind that is the junior fairest of the fair and the fairest of the fair, which will be riding into view in their lovely convertibles. These young ladies, of course, signal that we got a fair coming up, Maddie.
We do. It's just in a few weeks over at the Sauk County Fairgrounds. Always such an amazing time with some good entertainment, and I just always encourage people to get out there and support the 4-H'ers, more youth in this area, and enjoy all that the fair has to offer. Who doesn't love a good corn dog? Every day, right?
Every day.
Right. It's fantastic.
And yet another thing in this Baraboo community where you have to pace yourself because there is something always going on here in Baraboo.
Absolutely.
Oh, there's music coming into view. It's the Sauk Prairie High School Marching Band. Dave?
They have a phenomenal music program in Sauk. And they're building a second performing arts center in Sauk as well.
Very colorful and coordinated flag unit leading the way. Walking in underneath the marquee of the beautiful Al Ringling Theater, the percussion department is blasting away. I always thought I could do percussion, but I don't know that I got that rhythm.
Oh, I think you do.
Well, you're the one. And what do they call this, Dave, when they're marching in time as a marching band? Isn't there a term for that? Do I remember that correctly? Yeah. When they're not playing, there's some...
Cadences, Corey
Cadence,
Hartman says
there
in my
you
ear.
go.
He was a marching band person, also a percussionist.
Oh, very nice. Look at you. Well, coming into view is a car like no other. You saw, guess who this is going to be. All things hair raising. That's right. It's Bello Knock Circus Extreme Variety Show all summer long up in Wisconsin Dells. So much circus to see here. That's David Fee riding in the Bello-mobile. He's the new owner of the theater up there and is bringing all of his expertise from the Pigeon Forge area, another regional area known for its entertainment.
Oh, great aerial
Swinging
shots.
and swaying high
Yes.
up in the air. Bello is promised on a sway pole, first of its kind in Baraboo's parade. And in the car preceding Bello is his daughter, Annalise Knock, who holds the world record for the most somersaults inside a wheel. Look at Bello high up in the air, swinging and swaying on a moving vehicle. Boy, the physics of that have to be something.
That's got to be a first.
That's a first,
It
right?
might be better physics than the hair even.
Oh my gosh. I want to nibble my nails just watching that. He's almost as tall as us up here on the courthouse square. Oh, he's taller. Oh yeah, he's a lot taller.
He might be taller than the Al at this point.
Of course, he does have the hair-raising hair as well.
Yes. It's not fair when it gives him a couple extra inches.
Oh, we got a big moment coming here. Hey, nicely done. I think a handstand coming up as well on top of that. There he is. Handstand high in the air. Hey,
whoa, there we go.
Look at there. Crowd loves it. Following along behind was Scoopy.
Scoopy from Culver's.
From Culver's, of course, Craig Culver, one of our judges today, and we ever so love our Culvers in this area, and I would love some right now. What do you think,
Check out
Dave?
the flavor of the day.
Following along behind are the performers and the members of Circus Juventus, who you heard about in our pre-parade production. They have a show here tonight at the Al Ringling Theater called Fool's Gold. They are part of that amazing youth circus school in St. Paul, Minnesota. Over 900 students connected to the circus arts. Their students go on to perform on world-class circuses like Cirque du Soleil and others across this great nation, and likely in future productions at Circus World. Fool's Gold, folks, some tickets still available for tonight's show. It's at 7 o'clock. You can get them at the Al Ringling box office or online at alringling.org. Following behind the ruckus talent of Circus Juventus is Sign Gypsies, a fantastic business in this community where you can order up these fantastic signs celebrating birthdays or anniversaries. They miraculously appear overnight on your front yard and help with a one-of-a-kind celebration. And look at the fun theming of today.
Isn't that great?
That's fantastic.
Isn't that great? Yeehaw indeed.
Love that.
Well done, Sign Gypsies. Well done. Now, Dave, coming into view soon is one of our other exciting wagons and right on brand for this year's celebration of all things elephants. It's the elephant tableau, and I know riding atop our staff from our presenting sponsor, Baraboo State Bank. Dave, tell us a little bit about this wagon.
The L.G. Barnes Elephant Tableau. It was built in California and with carvings from the Bodie Wagon Company, and it was used on the L.G. Barnes Circus for many years. Then the elephant carvings were taken off, part of a sign to a wild animal park in Los Angeles area. And when the park closed, circus fans got the elephants off of that sign and shipped them to Circus World.
Wow.
And our craftsmen recreated the rest of the wagon. Phenomenal.
It's beautiful.
That's a beautiful wagon for sure. Well, we mentioned no circus is complete without elephants and clowns, and here comes a whole boatload of clowns heading our way. Many of them you're going to see loaded inside the mechanized two-story shopping cart from our friends at Festival Foods. I always say only in Baraboo would you find a mechanized, motorized shopping cart filled to the gills with the funny men and women of the circus. Circus clowns on parade. Woo! That thing's got some get up and go at that
It sure
festival.
does.
Hope they got their seatbelts on in there, those clowns. And as everybody knows, you can fit a lot of clowns in any vehicle. Everybody with their parade walk-arounds going down the parade route, entertaining smiling kids along the way. Another one of our sponsors on the parade, or for today's parade, is our friends at Don Larson Superstore. They provided some of the many beautiful vehicles that you've seen throughout today's parade. Oh my gosh, Dave, do you see what I see?
I
coming down the
do.
road?
It's a three-legged clown.
It's a three-legged clown. Isn't this something? So last year and for many years at Circus World, this funny couple has entertained generations across North America and at Circus World. It's Mr. Bill and his wife, Michelle. graduates of Ringling Brothers Barnum and Bailey Clown College. Mr. Bill was with us the last 2 seasons at Circus World. He promised something we'd never seen before, and, well, he delivered.
He delivers every time.
That's going to be a fun walk down the parade. Say, folks.
Well, they're up to the challenge.
Our friends at Des Tactical have this fantastic unit in today's parade. Des Tactical is a dynamic member of the Baraboo community. They have a fantastic shooting range where you can go and have date night, I've heard, together. Look at that fantastic vehicle going down the road. I hear music.
It is.
Do you hear
We've got
music?
another one of our bands coming.
We do, and this one's playing. How about that, man?
That's fantastic.
That's always a plus, huh?
Right.
It's the Dual County Community Band playing. That's the way to do it, right?
Right.
Oh.
Have a
Little
lawn
shades.
chair on a
Yes.
flatbed with a
Just
cover.
play away.
Just don't want anybody hitting the brakes too fast with a horn in your mouth, right?
Most of those musicians come from the Partyville area.
Partyville, isn't that lovely? Under the director of Chris Waters, Dual County Community Band.
They're a great band. They've been coming to this parade for as long as I can remember and as long as we've been here. So.
Absolutely. Featured in every circus parade that we've done here in Baraboo.
Now while we're waiting for some of the other units to make their way down the street, I do want to give a big shout out to our broadcast sponsors, including our presenting sponsor, Baraboo State Bank. Our supporting sponsors include the Jeweler's Edge, Teal Plastics, Balanced Rock Winery, Ho Chunk Gaming, Wisconsin Dells, Bank of Wisconsin Dells, and Skinner Transfer of Reedsburg. Thank you to all of them for making our broadcast possible. And I see a little bit more fun coming down the street here,
More
gentlemen.
great Baraboo institutions. Baraboo's Children Museum is coming up next.
This.
With director Jed Krause in tow with his dog pulling his chuck wagon. Folks, if you're visiting the Baraboo area or you're part of this community, you know how absolutely wonderful this organization and institution is.
Yes.
I know they got a recreated town now that was just installed at
Yes,
the museum.
they absolutely have. They work tirelessly and endlessly to make sure that kids in this area are exposed to reading and magic and clowning and just using their imagination at all costs.
Speaking of Baraboo institutions, here's the International Clown Hall of Fame. That's right, it's here in Baraboo as well, featuring a plethora of clowns. From Ringling Brothers Barnum and Bailey Circus, Steve Smith, the Dean of Clown College, is on that wagon. Director Greg DeSanto, inductees last evening to the International Clown Hall of Fame, Ruthie Chaddock and Tommy and Tammy Parrish. Again, everybody loves a clown. Everybody loves to laugh. Essential workers these days, for sure.
Yes.
Oh my
Oh
gosh,
my
is this
goodness,
miles
look
of
at all
grease
of them.
paint here today?
Wow.
The collective O was because the knife juggler dropped his knife.
Oh, that's not good.
Thankfully on the ground, not his foot. Karen DeSanto styling away.
But of course.
Oh, clowns. That's Larry Clark and Barry checking out the camera. Close up. Oh. A lot of clown noses going down the street here today.
Oh, the rickshaw needs to stop. Oh, get on. There we go.
And Davo, who just was on there, is likely a clown who came the farthest distance for today's parade, all the way from Edinburgh, Scotland.
Wow.
Flew in just for today's parade.
That is quite
Look
the...
at this resplendency.
Wow.
Look at this peacock
That's
outfit.
beautiful.
He's got more sparkles than you do, Dave.
That reminds me
It
of
can be done.
That reminds me of Keith Carey, who used to be
Yes.
with us at the Great Circus Parade, huh? What a fabulous entry from the International Clown Hall of Fame. If you're visiting Baraboo, make sure you check that out as well.
It's a
Learn
gem.
about the heritage and history of clowning. It's not as bad as Stephen King would like you to think. They're actually great men and women who take great pride and honor in entertaining people of all ages all across the world. Members of the Baraboo ATV Club are coming into view with all of their great ATVs. Not only are they appearing in today's parade, but they play an instrumental role at the end of the parade, going around cleaning up this community for all of the stuff left behind after these massive crowds move on from today's circus parade. So we thank all the members of the Baraboo ATV
great organization that loves to give back to their communities.
Another one of today's parade sponsors, Magna Media. Magna Media banner going through again. Thanks to our good and fantastic volunteer athletes from the Baraboo Football League?
Squad.
Can you tell I'm in the arts? It's one of those ball things, Dave.
Yeah, there you go.
I hear it's called sports.
It's a sport that involves a ball.
Yeah, I've heard. I don't know. Windy Lindy coming into view here. Windy Lindy has been a part of circus parades, both at the Great Circus Parade and now Baraboo's Big Top Parade over the years. Thrilled to have Windy Lindy along with us. Windy Lindy and Melody following behind. I think we have more clowns per square inch.
Yes.
Than maybe
Today,
anywhere in the world.
That is so true.
Is that true just today or every day?
Yeah, that's a fair point and good question. No doubt about it. Coming into view is the entry from Baraboo, Sauk County. Well, I call it Boo U, but
yes.
Right.
I know it has a new name. University of Wisconsin Platteville, Baraboo, Sauk County.
That's a long one for a business card.
It is.
It is.
It kind of unfolds and the names continue down, but affectionately known as Boo U, always here in Baraboo.
Clowns still doing what they do best, entertaining the kids. Oh, we got a wayward peanut there.
Well, thank goodness that peanut didn't come out when our grand marshals came by,
Right?
because that might have been a quick little bonbon right there.
Parade would have stopped full circle.
Stop cold for a peanut that size.
More coming up behind.
Another sponsor of today's parade is the Sauk County, Wisconsin Arts Board, who provide a grant that allows for today's parade to happen. Because there's a lot of expenses that actually go into a parade such as this, of its size and its scale. Some of the units require compensation and, of course, security and cleanup, and there's a lot of details to the parade.
Speaking of cleanup. Everybody needs a giant toothbrush.
It's our floss and brush review coming into Sauk County Sheriff coming through, all members of the Sauk County that we're beloved to be the county seat of, right? ADRC, the Aging and Disability Resource Center of Sauk County. I love all these kiddos with their cowboy hats on.
They're just adorable.
Adorable.
Protecting themselves from the hot sun at the
Yeah,
same time.
They got it going. They know how to do it. Sauk County Veterans Service Office as well, going by. Members of the Sauk County Transportation Department is my guess. And for those of you that have hypothesized that it's Target going up out behind Taco Bell, sorry to inform you that it's actually the new Sauk County Transportation Building for all these fantastic big trucks that you see going down here, who keep our roads clear and safe and passable during the winter months, and absolutely
Making some
passable
quick
during the
progress.
summer months as well.
Quick progress out there too, if you've been keeping an eye on.
Yeah, it's amazing. You blink, you go by, and there's
Yes.
another like mile of wall that they put up. It's
Absolutely.
fascinating construction. Another smart band who motorizes themselves.
That's right.
Is the soon-to-be famous Lodi Band. I wonder if they come across the ferry on this rig.
Wouldn't that be
Wouldn't
fun?
that be fun? That's a video waiting to happen. Soon-to-be famous Lodi Band, always a crowd favorite along the parade road, and another band that's appeared in every Big Top parade.
As long as they come across the ferry just like that, with their instruments in tow and play.
Yeah, I think that would be kind of
I
fun.
think that would be neat.
More clowns along the parade road. It's members of the Zagazig Shrine Unit, all the way from Iowa. It's a long way to drive in that little clown car. Hope it gets good mileage. Huh? Maybe it runs on banana peels.
That's what I hear.
Save it for the ring, right, Solis? I know. Well, as we're waiting for the rest of the parade to sort of catch up to the Zagazig Shrine, I just want to give a shout out as well to the fabulous team from Circus World that helps assemble all of these wagons, led by Circus World's well-tenured wagon master, Mr. Harold Henry Burdick, celebrating his 49th year at Circus World. Bill Barr, Heavy's daughter Becky, Duct Tape, Tim Harris, Randy,
Becky.
Yeah, Becky for sure. So many people coming from out of town. Mater, who comes all the way from
Steve Mater comes from Minnesota.
Minnesota, yeah,
Wow.
to help get these wagons ready and to get them. It's a lot of work. They start at 5 a.m. in the morning to get all the wagons ready, and weeks before to get them all greased and ready to go. 1,000 books before kindergarten is the next unit, which represents our friends at the Shoddy Carnegie Memorial Library. Oh my gosh, they just did the ribbon cutting there of the new
Beautiful.
library. Beautiful, stunning.
And it's only half done.
I know.
It's
What an
amazing.
absolutely generous gift by Mrs. Shoddy to this
Yes.
community and for generations to come of people to connect to the books and the internet and be a gathering place for this community to come together.
One of
Thank
my
you,
favorite
Shoddy
places.
family, and thank you,
Yes.
Juanita.
You betcha.
One of my favorite places in Baraboo to hang out. I'm
Look
kind of
at-
a bookworm that
Look
way.
at this
Books are-
little contraption coming down the parade route.
This looks
I
fun.
feel like I need Dramamine just watching that. I'm not sure.
Wow.
Not sure my knees could even handle that.
Be coming
huh?
into view here in just a minute over the big wagon wheel.
Yes, this is Cirque Experience, and they are riding down the parade route on these giant German wheels.
My goodness.
Now you really have to tuck everything in, like knuckles and toes and ankles when you're going around and around on the German wheel, because that pavement comes up quick. Sion España presents an act with this apparatus each and every day at Circus World in our two big top shows today at 11 and 2:30. Cirque Experience on the German gym wheels down 4th Avenue here.
Oh, they make it look so easy.
They do. It's an apparatus that's kind of made a resurgence here over the last couple of decades. Used to be very popular in aesthetics and PT.
Mm-hmm.
I can say that. I never
Yes.
did it when I was in school,
No.
but I can say it. I was always the manager of the football team or
There
the
you-
hockey team. Never an athlete.
I played in the band.
There you go. New Life Church is coming up next with their entries into the parade. Some of those iconic radio flyer wagons going down the street, cowboy hats on review. And boy, I think PT was Wile E. Coyote is what I was
There
trying
we
to get
go.
out. I had P.T. Barnum on the brain. Perched upon the Acme rocket there with a saddle. That's got to be a ride and a half.
Right? Hopefully it doesn't ignite.
Hopefully
Safe
not.
and sound right now.
Yeah, that could be a big finish. A shot over downtown Baraboo. New Life Community Advent Church.
And there might be a reason you have P.T. Barnum on the brain. I mean, we're kind of sitting and versed in circus right now.
Yeah, P.T. Barnum starts a circus right here in Wisconsin. Delavan, Wisconsin, matter of fact. Hey, here comes a favorite of everybody. No doubt about it. It's Echoes of Camp Randall.
Well, that's gonna
They'll get the crowd going, huh, Dave?
Wow. Nothing like the UW band.
Representatives of that iconic and masterful band. A lot of brass.
Ton.
I'm always impressed with the sousaphone players.
Yes.
Walking down the mile or two of the parade with that sousaphone on your back. You're an athlete as well as a musician.
No doubt. Especially that tuba squad from the UW band. They call themselves the Echoes of Camp Randall.
Habitat for Humanity Restore represented in today's parade. Good folks at Habitat for Humanity do so much good work for so many folks in our community. If you're looking for something for your home building project or something for around the house, make sure to check out their Restore.
We've had some amazing bands in this parade
Isn't
today.
that? Well, great bands.
Is this the hockey squad?
It is.
Sure
Members
is.
of the Thunderbird Youth Hockey.
They can
on
do it
rollerblades.
I was going to say they can do it
Wow.
on ice and skates.
Ice and pavement. How about that?
They're way more coordinated than I've ever been.
Now, as a native Canadian, I should know all of their ball handling and stick moves here, but I plead the fifth.
Manager of the hockey team.
Yeah, I'm one of the 2 Canadians that knows nothing about hockey, other than it is beloved in my home nation.
Without a doubt. And we do love our hockey program here, too.
Is that something you did, Dave?
No, we didn't have it back then.
Really?
Yeah, ice hadn't been invented yet.
Didn't have it in the cave? No?
Thank you, Scott.
I got you, buddy.
Yeah, you sure do.
Oh, my gosh. Now, Dave, your parents were members of the Baraboo Education Department,
Yes,
is
they
that
were
right?
They're both educators. Mom was elementary music teacher.
Yeah.
And Dad was industrial arts, architectural drawing, probably known best, though, for coaching baseball and being athletic director.
Baseball? That is my favorite sport to watch.
Yes.
Yeah.
There you go.
Without a doubt.
It's hard to get the ball to move, though, right?
That's very true. Now, friends, before our parade got underway, we heard from the Forward Marching Band, and here they come now down the streets of Baraboo. This band has so much energy, so much fun and whimsy, and talent to boot. Look at the sousaphone on the Forward Marching Band.
Oh, boy, are they going.
Paper mache tiger coming out of it. Somebody's a pool doodle aficionado.
Isn't that great? What a headpiece on the sousaphone.
On the
On
other
the pool
sousaphone,
noodles.
look at the paint job
My
on the other
goodness.
one.
You gotta love somebody who's talented artistically and musically.
They are a joyful group.
So much fun.
Now, coming into view
Oh,
is
my.
maybe one of the most unique entries in today's parade. Where else do you get an armadillo that's pulling a chuck wagon? It's KG and the Ranger.
Not only-
Country cowboy music show. Look at that little guy.
Being
Not only
followed
is there
by
an
a skunk.
armadillo, but
Got
skunk.
a
Yeah.
tag along skunk as you do.
It's best that they're behind you.
How fun is that? And a motorized hobby horse?
Oh, my goodness.
Well, that's the
terrific.
ride of the day there,
There
huh?
it is. Right on theme.
I wonder what the mileage is on an armadillo.
I'd have no idea.
Huh?
They've got kind of short legs. I wonder how far you can go before you got to give them a break.
Pedaling pretty good there, I gotta say. Be the only parade in the world that's got an armadillo in it. Only in Baraboo, as we always say.
That's right.
Only in Baraboo. You gotta love Baraboo. Well, here comes another one of the beautiful wagons from Circus World's collection,
Beautiful.
and it's newly restored within the last couple of years, coming out of the Robert L. Chappie Fox Wagon Restoration Center. Heavy in build, and Bernie did amazing work on this wagon. Dave, part of the Goldmer Circus. Is
Yes,
that correct?
this one was actually, we believe, built for the Ringling Circus, and they sold it to their cousins, the Gomer brothers.
Started off as a cage wagon, was transformed into a tableau wagon.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to get to check our hair as it goes
Yes,
by in the
make
mirror.
sure we're still camera ready.
And
Big
of course,
shout out to the Gomer family, too, for sponsoring the restoration.
Yes, without a doubt. I love these wagons as they go by, pulled by these beautiful Percheron horses. Oh, they're so beautiful. The Boys and Girls Club of Baraboo coming up next. They truly do amazing work for all of the kids in town, a club for every kid. Karen DeSanto, a former circus clown, is the director there and does amazing work with the Boys and Girls Club of the Baraboo area. Sky High Fruit Farm.
Isn't that fun?
Maybe the only thing better than their beautiful wagon and entry is those apple turnovers.
Or pies.
Wow.
We
And
got
the
those
apple
great
pies,
too.
that's true. Pizza Ranch, another sponsor of today's parade, and the Beck family Calliope coming up behind, pulled by these adorable little miniature
Look
horse
at
team.
this.
The Beck family Calliope comes from Onalaska, Wisconsin. It used to be pulled by miniature mules throughout parades across the Midwest and across the nation. Juanita Beck used to play the calliope on the inside. Maestro Larry Stout now at the keyboard, Circus World's longtime musical director. Nobody can make a calliope sing, other than maybe Dave Salutis, like Larry Stout can.
That's true.
I was just going to say, you are a calliope maestro as well.
Playing Don't Fence Me In and Can't Get a Man with a Gun.
Well, that's right on brand for today's theme of the parade.
He's playing
Great
all
wagon.
the Western songs from Broadway. It's great fun.
I'm just always amazed at how much detail even the smallest of the wagons have.
Now coming down the road next is the
There's a favorite.
the stringer wagon filled to the gills with past circus performers. Now living legends you will see upon the Adam Forepaugh Show stringer wagon here. At the front is Dinah Stevenson, who is a longtime veteran of Ringling Brothers Barnum Bailey, maybe the only person in today's parade who worked with Laurel and Hardy. Sonia Barta, Miss Barbara Bird on the outside there, a legendary circus impresario. Barbara's family owned Carson and Barnes Circus and is the owners of the elephants that are with us each and every year at Circus World.
Wow.
Anita Vonderfeid also on the back there, long time associated with traveling circuses across North America. There's Harold Heavy Burdick on the wagon wheel. Boy, he knows a few things about wagon wheels, that's for sure.
That's for sure.
This is Hev's most favorite day of the year to see these wagons in action. Each one of them means so much to him. His DNA, blood, sweat, and tears is in each one of these wagons.
So good at what he does.
These are these beautiful pony floats. Dave, tell us a little bit about these.
They were built for the Barnum and London Circus beginning in 1882, and they were finished in 1889. There were originally 9 of them. Only 3 have survived to the present day, and Circus World is the proud caretaker of all 3 of them. Recently, they were fully restored to their original appearance and covered in 24-karat gold leaf.
With Mother Goose, here comes the old woman in the shoe. I saw the one team go by, had a little foal walking along with its mama.
Got some oohs and ahs from the crowd today for the
And
foal.
Cinderella coming up on the rear.
Finest example of American wood carving art in America, right there.
And again, so resplendent, covered by that gold leaf. It's interesting over the years as they did the restoration on these wagons, they saw different layers of both paint and different layers of gold leaf and copper leaf. And it's wagon restorations are sort of like archaeology when our restoration team gets into it. And boy, is it an amazing artistry
Absolutely
to behold.
amazing.
I hope the shoe fits for Cinderella. Oh, our good friends at Timbawati Wildlife Park up in the Dells are providing these fantastic camels in today's parade. Matt Schobel in the lead of these dromedary camels. Ships of the desert, they're called, and today's weather is right in their wheelhouse.
They don't look like they mind this at all.
Not
do they?
at all. This is a stroll in the park or downtown streets of Baraboo for them. The beautiful Al Ringling carriage, presented by Al's doppelganger and Baraboo resident, Mr. Bryant Hazard, who looks like Al's twin brother, riding along inside Al's personal carriage.
He was made for the role, wasn't he?
We mentioned youth circuses would be in today's parade, and here's the second. These are the members of the Wild Rumpus Youth Circus out of Mesa, Wisconsin. You think walking on the ground or rollerblading stuff. Try being on 6 and 8 foot tall stilts, peg stilts at that, walking down today's parade route.
I have a hard enough time walking on my flat feet, gentlemen. I don't know how I would fare with those.
Look at this guy with all of his ties.
That's fun.
It is fun.
Oh, we got something else coming up the rear. Oh,
Oh, we got a bull chaser coming up.
Oh, that's going to be coming over the big spoke.
It sure is, yeah. This is Jacob Mills, who is one of the founders of the Wild Rumpus Circus. He's usually in a trout costume coming down the street. This year he's a matador to be on theme with his inflatable bull, Ferdinand.
He makes a great rodeo clown.
That he does. Oh, my gosh.
Jacob knows how to put on a show.
There's no bull about it. They got a cute entry into this parade. Look out, Heavy. Here comes the bull. Oh my gosh, I hope those people are ready to go. I think that bull's got air brakes. Do you see how fast that stuff?
Yeah, it's amazing.
Oh my gosh. That was pretty great.
Oh, that's fun.
What a fun entry. From a trout to a bull. Let's see what next year is.
Wow.
Huh? Oh, I hear a little achy breaky heart coming up. Or Cotton Eye Joe or something. It's a country tune. It's playing loud. And I see a whole street full of ladies dancing away to it.
They're having a good time.
It's members of the Dells Dancers. That's right. They are two-stepping it down the street here. What do you think, Dave? You think we could do that?
Well, I could do it for a block.
Wow.
I don't know if I'd go the whole.
Well, go you.
I was just going to say a whole block.
A whole block.
Holy buckets. I'd give myself about 5 feet and I'd
Yeah.
call it a day.
I give myself just watching them. That's what I give myself. There's no doubt about it. The country theme is rocking down the streets here at Baraboo today and all summer long at Circus World. See, I do that and I trip myself. Right there. Coming into view is one of my most favorite wagons. It's the Ringling Brothers Snake Den. Dave, tell us a little bit about this.
Well, a snake den was something pretty unusual, even back in the Ringling day, but was built for the Ringling Circus. Only one side of it existed, and then we bought that and recreated the other side. So people could see this very unique wagon with the Janicek inside the wagon with their snakes.
Oh my gosh.
My gosh.
This is the perfect distance to view the snake wagon.
I was just going to say.
I respect
Adrian and
snakes,
Mike,
but
both of them in there. It's great.
I mean, I know how you guys feel about the elephants, but I know, Scott, you're not obviously getting in there. Dave, would you get in there with the snakes?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I like snakes.
Wow.
You're the one.
And those two guys back there.
There you go.
And of course, our co-host here for many years on the parade broadcast, Miss Carrie Olson,
Yeah.
has a long family history with snakes.
That's right.
Carrie's many years of being the on-air commentary here for Baraboo's parade. And
This is one of my favorite wagons that you're hearing coming
oh,
into
mine
view
too.
here in just a
Look
minute.
at this beautiful horse team coming
Here
down
we
the
go.
road.
Oh, it's
Pulling the
gorgeous.
United States bandwagon with the second of Professor Jerry Stitch's bands on top. But this doesn't get you your toes a tapping,
Doesn't get better than this.
your energy going. You want to follow this wherever it goes. Hopefully to the circus grounds. That's the whole point of a circus.
Right?
That's
parade.
right.
Beautiful. So much artistry in all of these
He
wagons.
made it.
Now Griffin James is up
Yeah.
on top, who went
He
by.
does the Baraboo band, and then he runs up to this and gets on plays tuba.
Isn't that amazing?
Wow.
That harkens to your twofer in the parades in years past as Grand Marshal, and then at the tail end playing the America Steam Cali.
That's exactly right.
Oh, this beautiful 1917 Mack truck, chain driven, still loads wagons at Circus World, just like it was back in the day when it was built. Pulling number 62 Barnum and London Cage wagon. This wagon is in every year in homage to Mr. David Deppy. It was one of his favorite wagons. The first wagon he went to get in his tender youth. He went and looked at it and said, "You sure you want me to bring it back? It looks like a pile of junk."
Yeah.
And Chappie Fox said, "Yes, but it's historic junk. Please bring it back to Circus World."
Putting all my favorite wagons at the end. You guys are killing
I
me
know,
this
the
year.
golden age of chivalry is next. Boy, this wagon's a stunner, huh,
It's
Dave?
amazing.
Oh, 1903, built for the Barnum and Bailey Circus. It is one of a kind.
Lady Guinevere on top of Sophia, our aerialist at Circus World, and two of our other performers, Sebastian and Sion on top. And that instrument in the back, there's no way you can't hear that for a couple miles. Now everybody's going to think this is you when they're playing this year,
I
Dave,
know.
because this is usually where you are. But the America Steam Calliope this year played by
Jacob Mins
from
Iowa.
Iowa. This beautiful instrument you can hear for many miles, and it was featured recently on an online video that went viral. We have more followers now in Kuala Lumpur and Sri Lanka than we ever thought we would have. What a glorious instrument. Almost 17,000 pounds it weighs going down the street with all of the water from the steam boiler on the inside. Bernie Hotzel inside as the boiler technician. What a stunning wagon. And of course, at the tail end of the parade, it's the Baraboo ladder #1 from our friends at the Baraboo Fire Department. Is it how could this be that?
Right?
It seems like we blinked and we're here.
I know. Wow, wasn't that glorious?
That was amazing. But as we wrap up and we still hear the calliope in the background, Dave, I want to ask you, how is that not being in the wagon today playing during the parade?
Just fine, because that's a knuckle breaker, that one is.
I was just going to say, with the steam, I'm assuming that on a day like today, it's probably a little uncomfortable as well.
Well, it's not the heat really so much. A piano has about a 1/4 pound per square inch of pressure. That takes 12 pounds per square inch
Holy
of
buckets.
pressure.
So
So
for
it's like
days after the
bricks.
parade, Dave would have ice packs on his
Oh,
forearms.
I would. Yeah.
And whatever you said to him, he'd go, huh?
Yeah.
A little bit of a loud instrument, huh?
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
So as we wrap up here today, we're still looking at the screen and we see the calliope being played. One of the first things, and the steam coming out of it, it's amazing. One of the first things we learned was the difference between a calliope and a calliope.
Yes.
So for anybody who's watching today and doesn't know the difference, I'm going to let the experts from Circus World explain it to us. What is the difference in pronunciation?
Well, we always say if it's on a riverboat, it's a calliope.
Okay.
It's on a circus, it's a calliope. But then I got corrected because Jacob, he studies steam calliope. And he says it's a calliope on both.
Okay.
It's only the general public that calls it a calliope.
Interesting, interesting. So see, we're learning things here today too.
Used to be how folks on the circus lot knew if you were with the business or whether you were from town or not by how you said that word.
Okay, all right. Well, we had a little schooling when we got here, and I appreciate it because we love learning about as much as we can. That was a great parade, gentlemen.
A great parade, and look at all the people still here in downtown Baraboo, going to explore the town and the community and all there is to offer. So many great restaurants and businesses to explore here in town, and pre-parade or post-parade shows at Circus World.
And a few things the Chamber is still putting on in downtown Baraboo for anybody who wants to kind of hang out. But you got some bigger fish to fry, too. We got to talk about Circus World right now because you guys moved your shows just for today's event. So tell us how we can catch those big top shows here
We
today.
sure did. So, of course, the Circus Parade was invented to bring everybody to the circus grounds. So to accommodate both today, we changed our show times to 1:15 and 3:30. Stay open an extra hour today to 5 o'clock in order to accommodate that. So there's two big top performances of Go West coming up down at Circus World. So take the shuttle buses back to either the parking lot at Circus World or Festival Food and make your way down. Plenty of time, plenty of space. Connect to the circus arts as only you can sitting under a billowing big top with world-class talent. And see the ladies. They're already back at Circus World, I promise you.
Right.
They have an entourage on a motorcade that gets them back very quickly and safely.
I always feel a little slighted because they actually stage for the parade in our parking lot.
They do.
And then I'm here, and I just want to go watch them because I'm just enamored with the ladies. So
If you leave the window open in the studios, you might be able to
the smell.
yeah,
the
have a
smell
little
will
bit
get-
of them still with you.
Well, we can't all be perfect. We can't. We all have our little quirks in life, right?
One of the most favorite odors in the world to me.
Yes,
Yeah,
absolutely.
It's fantastic. Well, gentlemen, we appreciate you being here as we're watching all of these crowds kind of do their thing right now, disperse. Hopefully that means they're all going over to Circus World and getting ready for those big top shows. Now, I'm going to be honest with you both. I have not made it over there yet this season. That is on my weekend or my summer bucket list, as it always is. So we'll be making our way to a big top show at some point. And I can't wait to see it. So exciting. And so much good stuff is always happening. Now, can you tell us a little bit about some of the inside exhibits? Because I know those change out a little bit every year. You always get something unique and special in there for each
without a
season.
doubt.
So what do you have this year?
We surely do. So this year's signature exhibit is called Trunks Up, and it's celebrating the over 225-year heritage of elephants in the circus industry.
Wow.
And here in Baraboo alone, it's 135 years. In 1888, the Ringlings
brought their first two elephants to town, Babe and Fanny. So all those years and all those associations, famous elephant trainers and presenters, famous elephants themselves, their place in marketing and messaging, their place in the circus culture and communities, all on display in the Feld Building and in the historic Ringling Elephant House.
Amazing. One of the first things we always do when we have people who have never been to Baraboo is we're like, oh no, we're taking an entire day. And they always say, well, there's only one Big Top show. Well, first there's two. Second of all, you need an entire day to go through everything that is in Circus World because it is just that spectacular.
Yeah, we have 64 acres and 14 buildings filled with world-class exhibits and the largest collection of circus wagons in the world, over 275 wagons at Circus World. The Big Top shows, the Dinky Doo musical review, Trunk Tales, think of it like Elephant 101, everything you wanted to know about the largest land mammals on Earth, a chance to get up close and personal with Kelly and Viola and share some special time with them in their pre-retirement year at Circus World.
Now, I know that it's kind of a big deal right now in the circus world, not just at Circus World, but in the circus universe, we'll say, because our Ringling shows are coming back soon, right? And we are talking about major growth of circus and a resurgence again, too.
Without a doubt, the Al Ringling Theater is, tonight, kicks it off, right? The wonderful folks from Circus Juventus at 7 o'clock in the Al Ringling Theater with Fool's Gold. Of course, the Al Ringling Theater was Al's gift to this community. And what a stunning show palace it is.
Al's philosophy, there's just nothing too good for Baraboo. And that theater is so far ahead of its time for 1915. Unbelievable.
Yeah.
I would argue for 2023.
Yes.
That's true
beautiful.
too,
right?
Yeah, it's just not a historic monument. I mean, it's usable. Just a beautiful theater.
Including the mighty Barton Theater organ, which somebody knows how to play.
Just saying.
Just saying.
Yeah,
Just saying.
and interesting on the theater organ, was built by the Barton Company of Oshkosh, Wisconsin, and he worked for the Ringling Brothers. His circus or his organ consoles were all deep red with gold scroll work on it, and they call him the circus wagon.
Wonderful.
Back from his days when he was with the Ringlings.
And some amazing young talent will be on the stage over there tonight.
Oh my
so
gosh,
everybody can check
world-class
that. It's the
talent
next
for sure.
generation of circus, right?
It is, yeah. You know, circus arts have always been passed down from generation to generation. I think of Armando Loyal, who's with our elephants, 9th generation circus performer. I mean, that's back to the Napoleonic times.
Unheard of.
And then there's us.
Yes.
Back to the Promethean times.
Promethean. How does he pull this stuff out?
I don't know. Not how, why?
Is that the better question?
There's our friend with that fantastic peacock costume.
Well, we had some peanuts in there
We
today,
did,
too.
yeah,
It's
we
good.
did.
It's
20-pound peanut. Look at how
My
great
goodness.
that is.
That is just amazing.
Nothing but
Now, where do you
smiles.
think you get that from?
I don't know, but
That's not hanging on the rack over at
there's
Farm
some
and Fleet, that's
creative
for sure.
costume
That's
people in
handmade.
this world.
That is handmade, and what whimsy
Wow.
and color and beauty is that?
Wow.
It looked like me getting up this morning.
It's got a little Bello Knock with the top do going.
You need an event such as this to make that shine. You're not taking that to Driftless
Oh, my
Glen.
goodness.
No.
That
Party
is
of
incredible.
Two, me and the peacock.
Absolutely incredible. So anything else that we should know about things happening at Circus World or keep our eyes and ears out for?
Sure. Well, we're on the cusp of our anniversary days as well, which happened June 29th through July 2nd. We opened July 1st, 1959, so every year over our celebration of our anniversary, and this will be our 64th year. We dial back the pricing to a family affordable pricing of only $6 admission. Children under 5 are welcomed for free. So it's usually a great couple of days to come and check in with us. Then, of course, we have our classic car show that happens during the summer. Dennis Kluge, who we saw his wonderful work here in today's parade with all those classic cars, he helps bring all of these beautiful cars to the grounds at Circus World, and that is on August 6th. Then we also have Watermelon Days at Circus
fan
World.
favorite. How could you not love
Fan
Watermelon
favorite.
Days?
If you've never seen an elephant eat a watermelon, this is your opportunity, and if you haven't, you should. Particularly Viola. No matter the size of the watermelon, she kind of sucks it up with the trunk, and plop, in it goes just like a bonbon. Most of the others squish and smush and scoop, but not Viola. So that's on August 19th and 20th that we have our Watermelon Days at Circus World. Our live summer programming goes all the way through August 27th, and that last show on that day will be a bittersweet and emotional day.
Without a doubt.
Yes, absolutely. And again, you know what? Thank you so much. I know you guys have got to get back to Circus World. It's still a busy day happening over there, but we are so excited that you could be here in the booth with us, telling us about all of this great circus heritage and history right here in Baraboo and throughout the state as well. We can't forget to say that because Wisconsin should be proud of their circus history,
You
right?
bet.
We just get a little claim to fame here in
Yeah, we're
Baraboo,
kind
right?
of the epicenter of it.
So you, of course, are watching the Big Top Parade broadcast here on 99.7 Max FM, TV 43, Cable Channel 10, YouTube, Facebook, on Max TV Baraboo. We got to thank our sponsors very, very quickly for the broadcast. Our presenting sponsor is Baraboo State Bank. Our supporting sponsors today included the Jeweler's Edge, your hometown jewelry store in Baraboo, Teal Plastics, Balanced Rock Winery, Ho Chunk Gaming Wisconsin Dells, Bank of Wisconsin Dells, and Skinner Transfer of Reedsburg. And gentlemen, I know that there is no such thing as leaving a parade or a circus broadcast or a circus parade or anything circus without one thing, and I think we all have to say it right now. May
May all your days be circus days.